employees, and I can't find either story.
miplace.org.
We're printing it 3 days ago.
Michelle at WJR.com/MEDC.
As a Blue Cross Medicare member, you can expect access to care.
Oh, here it is. Here they are.
All our customer
Just have to
service
say I can't find them.
information you need. You can also schedule appointments for checkups or routine care at a time that's convenient for you. With Blue Cross, it's easy to get the care, tests, or treatment you need whenever you need them. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence comes with every card. To learn more, visit bcbsm.com/senior care.
Oh, did we ask Curtis about the idea of recording that thing after the show for the awards thing? Would you talk to him about that?
WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. Today features Stellantis. This stop on the road show is presented by Axalta, Aurea, Bridgestone, Continental Structural Plastics, and Lear. Here's Paul.
It's Friday!
Yay!
I'm back at work!
Yay!
Oh, you can say that again.
Yay!
Oh, Danielle is on her toes this morning, I can tell you that. Sitting in here for Brian Morton, Danielle Mason is here on this Friday, March 5th, the 64th day of 2021. There are 301 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. And here we are on this road show. It is our very special WJR Road Show, the Paul W. Smith Show, featuring Stellantis. And for the next several Fridays, we'll be virtually on the road. So pretend you're not seeing the same scenery you see with all of us. Use your imagination. And Curtis Paul and his team will, from time to time, slide in a little bit of information, a little video, little something regarding Stellantis. And we thank our wonderful sponsors that make this broadcast possible today. And we'll be streaming it on our StreamYard at WJR.com or the WJR Facebook page from this point on, as I understand it, right till 9 o'clock. So we're looking forward to being with you on 760 on the AM dial, as well as you can see us on those other social media platforms. And the us being the team. Marie Osborne just finished the news. Thank you, Riri.
Good morning.
Good morning to you as well. A little subdued when you consider it's Friday. Anyway, we also have Dana Clark, who is here on this Friday morning.
Happy Friday. Welcome back, Paul W.
Oh, it's nice to be back. I hate it when I'm not here. I like working. I know that sounds crazy, but I do. Well, we all like our jobs. I hope we're all lucky enough to like our jobs. I can't imagine having to go to a job every day that you don't like, and I'm sorry if you do that. I can only suggest you figure out a way to not do that. It's never too late, and I know you got responsibilities and all of that, but the family would prefer you to be happy than just being one of the breadwinners in the family. But that's a little deep for this hour of the morning at 5:41. That's because I didn't sleep all night, so it's not like early in the morning for me. It's like really, really late at night for me. But this is a good time to do an early morning show, like late night. Brian is not here, as you know. Danielle Mason is filling those duties, has done a good job all week long, in fact, doing that. My Kim is still toes up, as Judy Coy used to say, meaning she's still sleeping. And, of course, never sleeping, the one and only executive producer of this very program and many other things going on around the radio station. Ann Thomas, good morning, Ann.
Well, good morning, Dub. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you as well. So what's been going on, kids? What did I miss? Anything? Oh, I know what I missed. But you guys tell me what you think I missed, and then I'll tell you what I missed.
Oh, well, I had a rough night. You had a good night. Yes, I had a very rough night.
What? How come?
Oh, my
Oh, the
Spartans.
Spartans.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
This morning. She's
I'm
wearing
sorry. I wasn't going to rub that in that my team just.
Go ahead, do it.
No. It was,
looks
you know
very
what? It's a tough situation for me because I love Tom Izzo. He's on our show later, I mean, he's on
Great
our
guy.
show all the time. He's a great guy. I hate to see him lose, but if he's going to lose, I'd rather it be to Michigan than anyone else. But that's, I mean, one of them's got to win, one of them's got to lose. And, well, we know the rest of the story. What was the score?
I don't know. I stopped paying
It was
attention
bad.
after a while.
It was
very
bad.
stressful for me, Deb.
What's that?
It was very stressful for me. And
Well, it shouldn't have been. It was a runaway at the end there. So, I mean,
was the final score 50-69.
69-50 is how we like to say the score rather than
well,
50-69,
Well, if you're talking
depending on who you're for.
exactly.
That's why Ann doesn't do sports.
Perspective.
Of all the things she did, of all the gin joints, anyway, it was tough for Michigan State, a game you heard right here on WJR. They've been doing very, very well. Now, if I recall from our conversation with Tom Izzo last time I spoke to him, they have 2 games right in a row here, don't they? Michigan and Michigan State.
Yes, the next game is Sunday.
So Michigan State has a chance to return fire, so to speak.
Yes.
It is 5:44 WJR.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International. For kids in poverty around the world, things are still desperate. Join Compassion International with your one-time $40 gift to provide a COVID relief kit to a family in poverty. Text the word GIVE to 83393. That's GIVE to 83393.
All righty, let's find out what's happening here on WJR Traffic and Weather first. Dana Clark.
Starting off accident-free, Paul W. A 30-minute delay already this morning for trucks across the Blue Water Bridge westbound between Canada and the U.S. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by the Construction Association of Michigan. CAM has been helping commercial and industrial contractors and suppliers grow since 1885. Now is the time to join the most powerful network of construction professionals in the state. The Construction Association of Michigan. Learn more at buildwithcam.com. That's buildwithcam.com.
Good looking morning, but a Friday morning that's a little bit on the colder side. A few clouds and sunshine today, high up to 44 with a northwest wind 15 to 25 miles an hour. Tonight, clear 22, teens out in the suburbs. Tomorrow, sunshine, low 40s. Sunday, sunshine with highs in the low 40s. From a Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stejikov, News Talk 760 WJR.
We're looking at 21 degrees wherever you might be right now. And I looked up and I saw some great video. I just mentioned that Curtis Paul and his team had some great Stellantis video, and there'll be lots more as we talk to some of the folks from Stellantis, as well as during this Paul W. Smith Road Show. We will be talking to different people at different locations for the next few Fridays. And it's Stellantis that we're featuring right now on the, they have this named the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. It's actually the Paul W. Smith Road Show because it's our regular show. We're going to do other stuff as well that you've depended on that we would do on a usual Friday morning. Are we, we're still doing little snippets from Rush Limbaugh as long as they send them to us, the people that syndicate his show. We will continue to proudly run them. Here's Rush.
Last weekend, a reporter for the Washington Post, Matt O'Brien, attempted to explain why Republicans are so bad at health care. That's the title of his article. The real reason Republicans are supposedly so bad is that Republicans are opposed to the redistribution of wealth. And today, health care is all about redistribution, taking money from some people and giving it to others. O'Brien says the Republicans' problem is they're looking for a healthcare system that does not rely on redistribution. Mr. O'Brien has stumbled onto the real reason there's so much discord in our country. Liberals used to say the government was needed to provide a healthcare safety net for those too poor to pay for it themselves, but that's not the case anymore. Now, healthcare isn't about health at all. It's class warfare, taking money from successful, productive achievers and spreading it around to as many people as possible for votes and political power. And that's what the end game has always been for liberals, and Obamacare was a giant step toward that goal. It's why liberals insist that somebody else has to pay for everything, from birth control to annual checkups. Redistribution is deadly to a healthy economy. Punishing achievers kills job creation and innovation. It pits Americans against each other, and no matter how much money is taken, it's never enough. That is why Obamacare must be repealed, not replaced with Obamacare Light, but simply erased.
Rush Limbaugh, noon to 3 today, right here on WJR. Oh, it seems just hard to believe that he's gone, but he may never be gone. They keep bringing back audio that is still pertinent to things that are happening today, rather incredibly. I had something I tried to put on my Instagram, Paul W. Sminsta, that I thought was very nice. And it was Rush Limbaugh at the pearly gates. And there he is. St. Peter's got his big book out in his feather pen. And Rush is saying, Rush Limbaugh here to return the talent on loan from God. So there's been lots of different cartoons out there. I don't know why I can't get it. Maybe because they're copyrighted or something. I don't know. I couldn't get it on my. I tried to put it on my Instagram. Okay, so here's what happened while I was gone. And I have to trust you guys. When I'm gone, it's up to you to make sure that nobody picks on Dr. Seuss and Mr. Potato Head. Two of the iconic things I remember from childhood. Now, I'm not suggesting that the people who publish Dr. Seuss are wrong. They know what they're doing, I'm sure, but I don't think I even ever saw those books that they said they'll no longer print. But man, oh man, Yertle the Turtle. That might have been the very first book my parents read to me, because it came out when I was about 4 years old. I think it was Yertle the Turtle. No, it was Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
Did you guys go through all of that when you were kids?
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Travis Minion.
Green eggs and ham.
Travis
Green
Minion.
eggs and ham. Yeah. Well, I'm writing about it for my Monday column. I had to write it yesterday. So.
Welcome back to the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. Today featuring Stellantis. This stop on the Road Show is presented by Axalta, Aurea, Bridgestone, Continental Structural Plastics, and Lear. Once again, Paul W. Smith.
Well, nice to be here on the road. Use your imagination. And we are featuring Stellantis. We'll speak to some of the good folks there. They had a nice, profitable final year before they became Stellantis, when it was back Fiat Chrysler Automobiles. Their last year as FCA, they had about a $29 million profit. And the especially good news is all of the workers at now Stellantis, because of a formula worked out by the UAW and the company, the workers are going to get a really nice profit-sharing check. I think it's like 8,000 in that area, about 8,000, which
just over 8. Just
8,000 for the average, depending on hours, positions, etc. And it's just under General Motors, which was a very good check. And then it's Ford that had the roughest time with the formula for profit. Meanwhile, we'll get into all of that a little later. And what I said happened that was important while I was gone was the assault on Dr. Seuss and Mr. Potato Head. Dr. Seuss was it when I was a kid. That's got to be the Cat in the Hat. Probably was the first book my parents read to me as a child, and then I pretended. You know how you get a book, and then your child, maybe you remember with your own children, starts to pretend they're reading the book. That's probably the first book that I had to kind of read, and of course the second book I'll never forget. War and Peace. But anyway, oh no, that wasn't Dr. Seuss. So I don't know anything about the books that they decided themselves not to publish anymore, whatever. But then Mr. Potato Head, and they're taking away the Mr. I got to tell you the truth. I used to love Mr. Potato Head. Anybody?
I did too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so refresh my memory, because it's been at least a year since I put together a Mr. Potato Head. That was a joke. At least a year since. Okay. Anyway, just checking to see who's up and who's not. So I remember putting together Mr. Potato Head, but I can tell you this. I don't remember one piece. You know, you put all those pieces in to create Mr. Potato. I don't remember in that box that one significant thing that, at least back in those days, would have indicated he, in fact, was a Mister. I know that's not the case today, but in those days, but that piece didn't exist. There was no, all those arms and the eyes and the nose and everything you plugged in. There wasn't that one significant piece that made him a Mister, but he's no longer a Mister. He's a potato head. So I'm glad we got that handled. Maybe we'll get the vaccines out and into people's arms soon too, but we got the important stuff done. What else has happened lately?
There's a baby potato head. I didn't
Is
realize
there?
that. I didn't realize that.
They had a baby?
I'm not sure you can call it a baby anymore.
A little spud.
Depends on what it
Little
is,
spud?
It's really, yeah.
but yeah.
He's
Yeah,
cute.
Oh, really cute. Yeah, I was just looking this up. And there's also a Mrs. Potato Head.
I wrote that in my my column I had to write last night that doesn't run till Monday. I said I swore there was a Mrs. Potato Head when I
There
was
it
writing
is.
that.
I'm just looking at the whole family.
But she's
Potato
gone
Head
now
family.
too. Now, not that there'll be some parody here, but she should be gone too. If you can't have a Mr. Potato Head, you can't have a Mrs. Potato Head. Sorry. I know it doesn't always work that way with the liberal minds that come up with this stuff. But, so it's just Potato Head, and no kid will know the difference. But a lot of time and effort spent on stuff like that. Today is Cheetos Cheese Doodle Days. Anybody?
Oh yeah, they're tasty. A few of them.
Yeah, the problem is though you get
Can't
that
just eat
yellow
one.
Get the dust.
Fingers. They have a commercial out now with that married couple. I can't think of.
Yeah, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis.
Yes, and they.
It
And
wasn't me.
she's got fingerprints all over the house. It wasn't me.
Yeah,
She
funny.
has
or
but,
if the kids would sneak them, you know, you could see the telltale signs around
Yeah.
their house. I'm like, did you eat any of that?
Have
No.
you been? No, it wasn't me. So it was a good commercial. It kind of played into the way life really is with those things. I in finding my information about it being this cheese doodle day, is that cheese doodles are said to be one of the only packaged snack foods preferred by Julia Child.
Really?
And so I'd say Marie,
My
a devotee,
Yes, my
a
hero.
devotee. Yeah. So that's gives it a whole new meaning, I think, huh?
Yeah. Here's somebody who, you know, really pushed French cuisine, or they called it high French cuisine. And yep, she loved her Cheetos. That's our
Save the butter.
and butter. Yes. A nice dollop of butter.
Butter makes everything better.
It makes
does.
everything better.
It's so
does
true.
Bacon.
Bacon.
Bacon
Yeah.
does.
Oh,
too.
agreed, Dana. Yep,
Go
bacon.
Cox. Happy Friday to you, to the whole Paul's pals or Paul's peeps going into Easter. We've called them now. And we're going to be on all day, all morning long, I should say, all morning long on our StreamYard. So if you go to our WJR Facebook page or WJR.com, you'll be able to watch us as well as listen to us. Here's a great quote. Capitol rioter Richard Barnett yells that jail is not fair at a court hearing. It's jail.
Bring democracy to jail.
Yeah. We've got our WJR business to take care of here at 5:56 this Friday morning.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International. For kids in poverty around the world, things are still desperate. Join Compassion International with your one-time $40 gift to provide a COVID relief kit to a family in poverty. Text the word GIVE to 83393. That's GIVE to 83393.
You know what the business is. It's our WJR traffic and weather first with Dana Clark.
Accident-free to kick off your Friday morning commute. We do have construction this weekend. I'll tell you about that in just a few minutes. First, seeing a 30-minute delay for trucks across the Blue Water Bridge westbound between Canada and the U.S. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Primetime Testing Laboratory. In need of autonomous or electric vehicle testing, Primetime Testing is the industry's best and complete automotive testing services from component level to full vehicle for your next automotive project. Get a free quote at primetimetestinglab.com. That's primetimetestinglab.com. We are starting with clear skies, 21 degrees, a high of 43 today. We'll see some sunshine early. A few clouds popping in and out, but it should be a pleasant day tonight. Clear skies, low 23. So for the weekend, lots of sunshine once again on Saturday. Time to get those projects started outside, a high of 40. And then for Sunday, sunny too, and a high of 39. Once again, 21 degrees. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News with Marie Osborne in 3 minutes.
Boy, so many other little things going on. What's been catching your attention, guys?
The weather.
Yeah.
The fact that it's going to warm up around here very nicely.
Somebody wrote in on the side here that the weather people lied to us. It was supposed to be 70 or something, it said here. Did you see that?
Today?
No, it was...
Oh.
There's somebody, there's so many here now. Jane said supposed to be 70 Wednesday, but the weather people all lie. This coming Wednesday, it's supposed to be 70. According to Jane.
Actually, we've heard it in the 60s.
60s.
We've been talking about it being in the 60s all week. So 60s is what we're seeing.
Yeah.
21 is a fur piece away from 60.
But not today. No. The 60s are coming next week.
This next week, 60.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Starting on Monday, it'll be 59. Tuesday, 62. Wednesday, 59. Thursday, 59. Friday, 52. So it's...
So are we out of the freezing cold yet?
Not really. I mean, we still go up and down in March.
We've had St. Patrick's Day where it snowed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
You're still going to get, and then the following week, you're going to have in the 40s for St. Patrick's Day. But it's better than what we've had, you know.
Yeah, anything is better than...
And today, 43 and sunny this afternoon is great walking weather. It'll be beautiful. You know, around here, we always love to talk about the weather when things get a lot better.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, boy. This day in 1982, John Belushi found dead of a drug overdose in a rented bungalow in Hollywood. How old was he?
Oh,
Young.
not old.
30-something.
Yep, 33.
Yeah.
What a waste. What a
Sad
waste.
day, I know.
A sad waste. And on this day in 1960, going back a little bit further, Elvis Presley was discharged from the United States Army on this day. A couple of notes on this day
1960.
in history.
Wow. You know, the other thing that is coming up here pretty quickly is opening day.
Yeah.
That seems
Opening
hard
day,
to
Tiger
believe,
Race,
doesn't
April 1st. I know. It really does.
it? First.
So that's more signs of spring, I would say.
It sure is. That's the truth.
And a welcome addition.
A very welcome addition. I wonder how the team is going to be this year.
Terrible.
Oh, boy, that was quick.
Sorry.
Is that really true, Dana?
Yes.
We have to get that filter.
All our teams
Dana.
are-
We need that filter. That 15-second filter so she can say it and we can decide if we let it go on the air or not. We press the button.
All our teams
I
are in
think we
the
should be able to
development phase.
She's married to a sports guy, so
Oh,
she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah. I
But
listen
we
to
always
him.
hope
is that the buzz, really, Dana? That not so
Yeah.
great?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Not
all
so
right.
great. Kind of
Well,
like the Wings, you know, building back.
Well-
Hey, Pistons might be our best team. And that's not saying much.
Oh, boy.
Pistons are allowing some fans back in on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
I don't know what the number is, but some fans are going to be allowed back in. So that's kind of cool. I think if you're playing the brackets though for March Madness, I think maybe I'd be taking a very close look at Paul's team. I think I'd be putting those Wolverines in my final four.
Here's what's, and I'll talk
Definitely.
to Coach Izzo in the last hour of the show. We'll be here again. And, you don't want to play a team that's been doing extremely well right after they got blown out. And Michigan got blown out in their last game.
Right.
They're a good team, and you're right, and keep an eye on them because they do have what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
But that made it extra tough, I think, on the Spartans to be facing the Wolverines right after the Wolverines got blown out in a game that they shouldn't have gotten blown out in. And so that now puts the Spartans in a position for the rematch on Sunday where maybe they'll be in that position to say, playing a team that got blown out or whatever is always tough.
Yes, that's
so. It'll be interesting to say the least. Now, the people who know a lot more about this stuff than me might say, well, it doesn't matter because the Wolverines just have more going for them this year than the Spartans do this year. But I don't know.
They won the Big Ten championship. Last night. They're Big Ten champs.
They are Big Ten champs. And Bill, thank you for the welcome back online there. I appreciate that.
And Juwan is only in his second year of coaching that team.
He's doing great.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so happy for him.
Mm-hmm.
It really has gone extremely well for Juwan. And that's all you can hope for. We're hoping that we're coming into, I'm not trying to rush the seasons, but we're hoping that the Michigan football team can get it together.
Mm-hmm.
And that other new coach, well, he's been there a few years now, but that other new coach, we hope he does well, just like Juwan is doing for the basketball Wolverines. So let's see. We've got coming up, we'll have a Jeff Brown, digital program manager of Rock Ventures. That's our Opportunity Detroit pre-play, if you will. Opportunity Detroit will be on at 1 o'clock this Sunday. It moves around a lot based on some other programming, but it will be on Sunday at 1 o'clock here on WJR Opportunity Detroit. It's a good show from what I recall. Did we use a rerun for this? Ann, how did we do this?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There is yeah. All right, good, good. Jane is saying, cancel, cancel, cancel. All these idiots wanting to cancel what they think is offensive. Wait until the cancel comes for them. Interesting thought there, Jane. And I think Mr. Potato Chip had a mustache laughing out.
Potato Chip.
Mr. Potato Chip. That was a terrible demise for Mr. Potato Head if he became a potato.
He went to a chip.
My grandson loves Mr. Mrs. Potato Head, favorite character in Toy Story.
Yeah,
that was a great character.
Love Toy Story.
Remember that?
Yes.
I did too. I loved it. But how many things that we grew up with? Thank you, Cheryl, for the welcome back. How many things did we grow up with?
Choose an accessory right up for you.
Based on the sensibilities of the day when we grew up. You can't go back, in my opinion, using today's sensibilities. Even if today's sensibilities are spot on and better.
WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. Today featuring Stellantis. This stop on the Road Show is presented by Axalta, Aurea, Bridgestone, Continental Structural Plastics, and Lear. Here's Paul.
It's Friday!
Yay!
Oh, man, you can say that again.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much. It's Friday, March 5th, the 64th day of 2021. There are 301 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. The other day I was speaking to someone on the phone and they said something like, well, it's the 58th day of the year. And I'm going, what are they talking about? Well, you do that every morning, Paul. It probably some people will pay attention and give that back to you. Who knew? Who knew? But the team knew, and they're here. Marie Osborne just finished the news. She's back in her chair. She's not running around her house with her hair on fire. I'm assuming the news was all good.
Well,
We
you
don't
know,
get to hear it.
that can be debatable, but we're still here. We're good. We're still
Okay.
in fighting form.
I just realized when we're on the StreamYard here, Ann, I don't get to hear the news,
Yeah.
but I like hearing the news so that I know what's going on and what we can talk about, but we'll figure all that out. Of course, Dana Clark is here taking care of traffic and weather first, and then today, movie, show, plus, and what else? Are there any other special features? Or did we get those all handled already? All right, so the movies and the traffic and weather and whatever else we're talking about here. Daniel Mason is in the background in for the one and only Brian Morton. He's just on vacation, right? He's not under the weather or anything. Just on vacation.
Week off.
And, of course, my Kim is toes up. And always up and at 'em, because we communicated ungodly hours of the night and morning. Our executive producer, Ann Thomas. Good morning, Annie.
Good morning, Dub. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. You worried me when you said you had a terrible night, but it was just about the basketball.
Yeah.
Your mom and dad are fine. Everybody's okay.
Everybody's great.
Barrister's fine.
The barrister, it's a tough night for the barrister. He loves those Spartans. Oh, yes. He loves those Spartans. We watch every game, Paul.
You know, I don't, and Kim does. She likes basketball more than football.
Mm-hmm.
I like football, watching football, a lot more than I do watching basketball. I just do. And it used to be
fast moving, though.
I believe it. Even when I played it back in my high school days, and they called me Canary Legs. I got to tell you, it's so much work running back and forth, up and down the court. It just seems to be endless and kind of like hockey, endless. It's all activity all the time. So you wonder how baseball became the sport that America loved most. But I think football is coming on very strong that way. And basketball, obviously, for those of you who love it, and for a good reason. But it used to be back in the day, but mostly with football, if Michigan got beaten by Michigan State or by Ohio State, and it was Ohio State mostly because it was the last game of the season.
Right.
And if Michigan got beaten by Ohio State, it would affect me. It would really affect me for the rest of the year. I mean, it was like I'd go through the deep, dark days of winter feeling that we got beaten by Ohio State, and it was hard to get up in the morning. I mean, that was stupid.
Right.
I guess as you get older, well, not for everybody, but it just doesn't affect me that way anymore. It's not any less important, but the importance is in a different hierarchy, I guess. And I'm glad to see that for Barrister Battersby, Edmund, that it's still in that hierarchy. When you say to me the next morning, you say, Ed had a very bad night.
Well, the other problem, though, this year for Spartans is that we're so close to maybe not making it into the NCAA.
First
That's
time in,
really more than just one game. I think it's kind of like, oh, come on, for the first time in 20 years?
Forever.
Yeah,
It's a long time. So, a lot of Spartans out there, I think, are a little bit more worried about that than, the one game. It's just a tough season. That's the way it goes. That's life.
Yep.
Have you guys seen this article out of South Florida that they're going to be in fact they have established a pandemic exhibit at the History Miami Museum in downtown Miami, and they have artifacts. That's what they're calling masks these days.
Artifacts?
But anyway, artifacts from the pandemic. So what would you guys contribute to a museum like that? If you had to contribute something to a museum about the pandemic, what would you put in there? I know myself, I would put stretch pants in there.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, wow.
That's a really good one.
I mean, who's put on pants in the last year, right?
Stretch pants.
That's
Well,
a good
every time
one.
I see a pair of stretch pants, now I'm going to think pandemic, and I don't like that.
I would put Lysol.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Toilet paper.
No.
Yeah.
Toilet paper.
The missing Lysol.
Yeah. Toilet
I
Oh,
paper.
what would you put in there?
Put in the CDC and the World Health Organization.
No, you gotta put something. You gotta put something that's meant. You know,
You got to
something
give us an
different.
item, Paul.
Yeah.
I got to give you something that really worked during the pandemic.
No, just
Lysol, like stretch pants.
signified. No. Something.
No, I
that's
think
signified.
I would put 2 masks in, one on top of the other,
Mhm.
Oh, that's a good one.
because I was for masks from the beginning, and then I went to 2 masks when it became obvious they weren't letting us get the real mask, the good mask, the N95 mask. It's still difficult to get. Everybody in the country should have 5 of them sent to them by the government. If the government's doing all this, how about the latest $1 trillion deal, and only 9% of it has anything to do with the pandemic? How's that possible? How do we sit back and allow that to happen? Over $1 trillion. As long as we give everybody their 1,400 or whatever the latest figure is, 600, 1,400, 2,000, whatever it is, as long as we all get that, or some people get that, or most people get that, we're not going to be upset that there's over $1 trillion that they're calling the COVID relief, and only 9% of it goes to COVID. Anything COVID. There are bridges in there. There are tunnels in there.
Yeah, well, they've taken the bridges out, Paul. They've taken those bridges out.
Well,
now.
thank goodness. Thank goodness that they have. How they get there in the first place if it's called COVID relief? What I can't figure out. 613 at 760 WJR.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International. For kids in poverty around the world, things are still desperate. Join Compassion International with your one-time $40 gift to provide a COVID relief kit to a family in poverty. Text the word GIVE to 83393. That's GIVE to 83393.
And by the way, that pork is not just something the Democrats have done. It's just their turn right now. But both parties have done pork in these bills. And how we let them get away with this year after year is beyond me. I just don't get it. Coming up, we'll have Jeff Brown, Digital Program Manager of Rock Ventures. It'll be our opportunity to try pre-promote for the actual show that's at 1 o'clock this Sunday. It's a good show. I hope you'll join us. Now our WJR traffic and weather first, and Dana Clark.
Still a quiet start this Friday morning, looking at a 30-minute delay for trucks across the Blue Water Bridge westbound between Canada and the U.S. Heads up on construction happening tonight in Madison Heights at 6 p.m. along 13 Mile westbound and eastbound under 75. That will shut down completely until 5 a.m. on Monday. That's for overpass demolition. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel.
Pretty good rundown of dry weather continuing. A little breezy to windy at times today. A few clouds colder this morning. Some with a few clouds this afternoon, 44. Tonight, 22 and clear. Outlying areas a little colder. Tomorrow, sunshine, 42. Sunday, sunshine, 43. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stejik on News Talk 760 WJR.
Now WJR Health Watch. Here's
I'm glad Dick is doing those Health Watch pieces.
Yeah, they're great, aren't they? He does a really nice job with that.
Mm-hmm. He always did. And, he talked about the things he was going to do in retirement. And this is one of the things, the Health Watches, and I'm glad he's doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Looking at all that product from Stellantis. And I don't know if the newest product is there or not. This is also new
Is this the Wagoneer you're talking about?
Well, I know that good product is coming, but what are the other products that Stellantis brings to the table besides the ones we're familiar with from FCA? I'm not sure they'll be able to have all that stuff because it's also very new. Did you see this story middle of the week, this past week, about news that there is a new drug that could help more than 128 million Americans read without reading glasses?
Wow, no.
And it's not a surgery. It's actually an eye drop.
That makes sense.
Anything to avoid any kind of surgery, but the eye drops are a solution meant to treat the symptoms of some other age-related condition that causes gradual loss of the eye's ability to focus on nearby objects. This at the famed Mayo Clinic.
So is this treating nearsightedness or farsightedness?
It is treating, that they're both named funny because it's
The
nearsightedness.
opposite, right?
Yeah, it's the opposite. Well, it's so you won't need reading glasses. So it's,
So it's
the close-up stuff.
yeah.
Although a lot of people would go like this to read the stuff. But so is that the
Or be
nearsighted?
farsighted. If it's for reading, I think it would be treating farsighted.
The studies have found the eye drops were safe and effective, with participants gaining 3 more lines on the reading chart in low light. I'll tell you what, I got to get back over. It's time for another eye check. I think I got my a notice from SVS Vision. I like that company. It's a great company. But those eye charts, do you find yourself guessing, the worst line that's there?
Yeah.
And you just guess. And so if you guess right, they're going to say, oh, you don't need glasses.
I know. I do guess. I think a lot of people must guess. They're so tiny.
They're so tiny. And that's why they do it probably 2 or 3 different ways. And they come at you in 2 or 3 different ways and all of that. But getting your eyes checked is a good idea, folks. It doesn't come naturally to me to get my eyes checked or my hearing checked. But those are the things as we fortunately get older. It beats the alternative, And
Yes.
I'm going to see Sweet Marie this weekend. She is having her final
podcast and smart speaker briefing updated 3 times daily. Ask your smart speaker to play.
Mask up and see her.
Listen on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your shows.
This past week or this week.
We talked about her.
Welcome back to the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith.
To a tape here.
Today featuring Stellantis. This stop on the Road Show is presented by Axalta, Aurea, Bridgestone, Continental Structural Plastics, and Lear. Once again, Paul W. Smith.
We say hi to, the guy that's the digital program manager for the Rock Ventures Detroit Ambassador Team. He's been with the Rock family of companies for nearly 8 years now, and as the family of companies' official tour team, the Detroit Ambassadors have toured thousands of guests across the Central Business District since 2013. In fact, since the beginning of the pandemic, with tours at a standstill, he has produced over 30 short videos highlighting Detroit's history, architecture, current developments, and socially distant activities. He is the digital program manager for Rock Ventures, Jeff Brown. Jeff, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Paul.
It is our pleasure. Tell us all about your role at Rock Ventures.
So my role up until the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, I was a program manager for the tour team. As you were saying, we've toured thousands of people over a better part of the last decade. And my role was to give tours, but also coordinate tours for a whole cohort of full-time team members for our family of companies who took a couple hours out of their week, out of their month to show people around the spaces of Bedrock and show people around downtown Detroit, because there's just so much happening down there, and a lot of people are unfamiliar. And so it was kind of an insider look to get behind the curtain and say, all right, this is what's happening, and this is why it's happening. But as you were mentioning, since the beginning of COVID, I've diverted all of my attention, because we're not really touring anybody right now, to creating digital shorts to show people, while they're at home, still the exciting things that are happening in the city, because, there's been just so much movement in the last 10 years.
Jeff, can we find those video shorts you've been producing?
Am I supposed to still hear the station? Can you hear me?
They're not going to be found at Rock.
Jeez, I just tried to plug something in and it shut down my
you
stuff.
can actually find them at some.
Yes, you should hear the station through StreamYard. Do you hear it? You don't hear it?
The Detroit Ambassadors for probably the better part of 10 years. But
I can't hear the station through my computer anymore.
We're still going to be tour guides to an extent, but what we're really broadcasting or expanding our.
Can you hear me, Paul?
Well, I unmuted it when I saw it was muted, but I don't hear the station through there. When I tried to plug something else in, a light.
You can go to Instagram.
I don't know if that cut me out or what happened.
You probably changed your.
Our mask that will automatically be under Opportunity Detroit.
Paul, can you hear me?
All right, excellent. In your years with the company,
Paul, can you hear me?
So the biggest one is just the reactivation of the street.
Boy.
Actually, I was driving down Woodward about a week
What in the
ago, and
world happened
I was
here?
heading down just south of Martin Luther King, and I was like, all right, there's a huge development, there's a huge development, there's a huge development, all on Woodward Avenue. So just the amount of just hustle and bustle has exponentially increased every single year. I remember walking down Woodward between Campus Martius and Grand Circus Park in 2013, and I could have really just been blindfolded and not really walked into anybody. Now I'm competing with traffic, I'm competing with people, and normal time competing with the train. So it's just.
Paul, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, good. Then I'm going to turn the station on. Can you hear this?
And everybody wants to see it do well. So
no.
The more people hear about it, the more they want to get in on it, and that to me is the most
not hearing the
exciting thing.
station.
When you see people who
it either happened at exactly the moment I was trying to plug this light in, or it just was a coincidence that at that moment I lost my audio, but I was trying to plug it into the same thing that I have my mic plugged into. I don't know if that would have changed everything.
Curtis, should he log out? Should he log out and log back in?
That might be a good idea.
I just did it. I just reset because it had gone back to the Apple microphone, and I just reset to make sure the right mic was in.
Is your pack? You don't hear this.
Well, I got to be honest. I'm Ann Arbor born and raised. But
should I get it out of this?
Ann?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, this is not good. I cannot, but I can hear you. That's what's frightening. So
that's really weird.
Yeah.
Paul, go back into that cam mic and make sure that's set up right. You know how sometimes that happens to us.
Yeah, I just
Check
plugged it in, unplugged it, in.
Try this. I'm going to remove this and then add it back in and turn it on.
Just the serendipity.
Now he's on mute. You're on mute.
Of
we can't hear you.
And
you're on mute now.
Oh, you're on mute.
And I don't think it will.
We have you on mute, Paul. You clicked your mute button. I think he's trying to talk through the.
I don't know why he's doing that.
Might be talking to Danielle.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Now we can. We couldn't.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Oh boy.
Are you hearing me, Paul?
I don't think he is. Danielle says she hasn't changed anything.
So Danielle, obviously you'll go to traffic and weather and spots and news.
We're there.
Nobody's telling me they can hear me, so they must.
Now I can hear you.
Okay, so that's something on your end. So I don't know what's going on.
But
I can hear you. I can hear Curtis. I can hear you, Ann. I kept saying, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?" No one answered until just now.
Right.
Okay.
And I didn't do anything differently. But should I get off? Should I get off this altogether?
Hang on for a second. I'm going to turn on the station. We'll see if we can hear it. Hang on.
In automation.
Now I can hear the station.
Woo! Okay, we're back in.
I don't know what happened.
Don't touch anything.
Yeah. I don't hear the station anymore.
And run with it, and leaders like GM, everybody seems to they know what's on the horizon, and so to see it all happening in Detroit really is beautiful. And like I said, it wasn't inevitable. It took a lot to get here, but it's great to see that Detroit is positioning itself as a thought leader in this.
Happy to hear the enthusiasm. Keep it up as you always do, Jeff. Thanks so very much. Any last thoughts?
No, just everybody, stay
so
safe.
The Facebook stream, they could hear me the whole time. Our friend Michael Murray telling me.
A lot to accommodate people socially distant. So just keep it in mind.
Jeff Brown, Digital Program Manager, Rock Ventures, here as we continue on the Paul W. Smith Show at WJR.
This report is sponsored by Exergen. Accuracy matters. Receive a $5 rebate by trading up any non-contact thermometer toward an Exergen purchased at any retailer. Accuracy matters. Don't take a chance with non-contact thermometers. Exergen's accuracy is supported by peer-reviewed published studies. Details at exergen.com.
Heading towards 627, our WJR traffic and weather first, Miss Dana Clark.
Not much happening out there, Paul W. That's a good thing. No accidents, a minor delay, 30-minute backup for trucks across the Blue Water Bridge westbound between Canada and the U.S. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Sponsored by Michigan's Great Lakes Bay region. When you go great in pure Michigan, you don't have to go far to find your best vacation south. Breathe fresh air on one of our regional trails. Sample a taste at your leisure along our beer and wine self-guided tours or browse our inviting shops and unrivaled antiques. For more rich inspiration and affordable trips, visit gogreat.com. Expecting lots of sunshine to kick off the weekend. We stay dry all weekend as well. A high of 43 today. Tonight, clear skies, low 23. Saturday, sun once again, a high of 40. More sunshine on Sunday.
Hey, Dub.
Yes, ma'am.
Adjust your microphone a little bit.
The breathing?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, if they don't get that fixed so that I can hear through my headphones what I'm doing in my mic, then I can always move this around, but I can't hear it.
Curtis, is that better?
Hello, test.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
better.
much better. Just above the nostrils usually works best. There you go. Now talk for me for just a second.
Testing 1, 2. I hate not talking right into the microphone, but
Yeah. No, you sound good there. That sounds right.
still sounds right, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get those fixed. That's got to be changed so that I can...
With the lineage?
You know what we're talking about, Curtis. When you talk into a microphone when you're wearing headphones, you usually hear yourself.
So then you know if you're...
But we don't with these, for whatever
StreamYard,
reason.
no. It's a StreamYard thing because too many people join without headphones and there'd be too much feedback.
Oh, it's StreamYard. It's not the little...
Yeah, it's not the little
headphones.
headphones. It's StreamYard.
Oh, my God. Okay.
So Marie will pop in here and chat with you. She'll come back onto StreamYard.
You mean after the news?
After the news, yeah.
So we're still doing commercials heading into news right now, I suppose. I don't hear anything, but that's okay.
Here you go. Put it back in.
We're wearing our masks everywhere we go.
Why can't we just wear masks at the powwow?
Well, to help slow the spread, we must watch our distance around people and avoid crowds, both indoors and outside.
Okay, I'll just continue to practice my dance in the living room. And I don't mind, Grandma, because I know I'm helping do something good.
Yes, very good. You're helping the people.
Vaccines are here, but until enough of us are vaccinated, we should always continue to watch our distance, wear a mask, and avoid crowds. Learn more about vaccines and what you can do to help slow the spread at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
At Donors Choose, we want students and teachers to have the tools they need for
Nice
a
to
great
have all the people welcoming me
Now,
back.
more than
That's
ever,
very
they
sweet.
need your support. Learn more at donorschoose.org.
Donors Choose. Support a classroom.
Build a future.
Is it the infusion of cash the nation needs to get back on secure financial footing as we emerge from the pandemic? Or is it a colossal waste of money for pet projects? The Senate is set to begin debating today on President Biden's $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief bill. Fox's Griff Jenkins reports.
The Senate will finally begin the 20 hours of debate on that $1.9 trillion relief bill at 9 a.m. Now, it typically would have already begun, but for Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin forcing those Senate clerks to read aloud all 628 pages of the American Rescue Plan. Johnson says the reading was necessary so Americans can know what's in it, and it has some changes from the House version. For example, the Senate bill removes the $15 minimum wage increase. It removes Pelosi and Schumer's transportation projects. It lowers the income threshold for stimulus checks, offers $400 a week federal unemployment benefits, and provides direct aid to state and local governments like the House bill.
Republicans and Democrats continue to disagree on the size of the bill. Democrats believe a large bill is the only way to restore the U.S. economy. Planned job cuts announced by the U.S.-based companies fell 57% to 34,531 in February, from almost 80,000 in January. It was the lowest monthly total since December of 2019, when almost 33,000 job cuts were announced, according to a report released by the global outplacement and business and executive coaching firm Challenger Gray and Christmas. Top advisors to New York Governor Andrew Cuomo influenced state health officials to remove data from a public report that showed coronavirus-related nursing home deaths in the state had exceeded numbers previously acknowledged by the administration. Details about the July report were disclosed in a story first published in the Wall Street Journal. The final report focused only on nursing home residents who died inside those facilities and did not include nursing home residents who were transferred to hospitals after becoming sick. So that means the state's reported tally of 6,432 nursing home resident deaths was significantly lower than the actual number, which is believed to be closer to 9,000. Michigan GOP lawmakers are working to stop the state from entering into secret confidentiality agreements with former department heads, like the one signed by the former health director, Robert Gordon, and unemployment director, Stephen Gray. The proposed legislation would subject the governor and the legislature to public record requests. Small business owners in Minneapolis are preparing for the trial of the man accused of killing George Floyd in May of 2020. Here's Fox's Matt Finn.
Monday marks the beginning of jury selection in Derek Chauvin's murder trial, with images fresh in their minds of last summer's looting and mayhem after George Floyd's death. Some Minneapolis businesses are bracing for a possible second wave. Small business owners across Minneapolis say they've increased security and are more prepared. Tom Roberts owns a shopping plaza that was destroyed and is being rebuilt. His tenants are mostly immigrants. At the downtown location of the trial, there's massive fencing, razor wire, and more windows being boarded. Local, state, and federal agencies like the FBI have combined with the goal to promote peaceful demonstrations, something business and property owners say they're hoping for.
The Red Wings are selling more tickets for games in March at Little Caesars Arena. The Wings had been hosting about 500 fans, but with the loosening of restrictions from the state, now about 750 tickets will be sold per game in March. Checking the world markets this morning, they continue to trend downward, including the Dow futures. For WJR News, I'm Marie Osborne. Back to Paul W. Smith in 2 minutes.
The Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council present the story of Tom and Levi.
Tom is the smartest man I know. He's been a professor at 2 major universities, been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, he told me that he was having problems in his classes. I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. And he was telling them that he was doing it as a favor to them. But I think in reality, he just wanted to get out of there. I was really starting to worry because I saw something was wrong.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me, and my love for him was just immense.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
With a lineage of proven performance, a collaborative approach, and strategic locations across the globe, ARIA is crafting the newest science of automotive acoustic and textile solutions. From acoustic products that reduce cabin noise to a wide range of flooring and other interior solutions that provide luxury, durability, and comfort, ARIA is creating the next wave of automotive innovation. To find out more, visit ariasolutions.com.
Welcome back to the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. Today featuring Stellantis. This stop on the Road Show is presented by Axalta, Aurea, Bridgestone, Continental Structural Plastics, and Lear. Once again, Paul W. Smith.
And we thank all of those sponsors who help us put this show on the road. Hence the WJR Paul W. Smith Road Show that we're enjoying in the next several Fridays. This one, we feature Stellantis, the newest automobile company in our Detroit area and in the world, where FCA, Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, came together with the company that made, among other things, the Peugeot, all of the different Peugeots. In fact, Marie, I wondered that their list now as the fourth largest car maker in the world. Is it Abarth? I think it's Abarth. It's a little pocket rocket. It's a great little car. Alfa Romeo, Chrysler, Citroen, Dodge, DS, Fiat, Jeep, Lancia, Maserati, Opel, Peugeot, Ram, and Vauxhall.
Some incredible names there, huh?
Yeah, some incredible names there. Some that we're very familiar with and some that we will become familiar with. That makes up this wonderful company we're featuring today by speaking to some of the folks from Stellantis as the day goes on. Somebody asked one of our Paul's peeps, since we're online, on camera, the entire show today, someone asked if we will continue doing at least the first 45 minutes on camera once the pandemic is over while we wait for the next pandemic. And my feeling is yes. If I get a vote in this, and I think I do, I don't know if I do or not, but I'll say yes, at least for the first 45 minutes. I think when they get everything worked out and we can have, the big boy microphones and all the other stuff tied in, and the real headphones. I know.
My headsets.
I know, and I got to get that too. And Ray tells me he's going to get that set up for me, so that's what I'm hoping for. But then it's just easier to do our jobs. Having to work with two mics, two sets of headphones, and being able to communicate back, that'll get fixed. And once that's fixed, we could do this all the time. I think the only thing we have to, I'm not going to say what we have to worry about or not worry about. I don't know enough about the technical side of it at all. I'm sure they'll get that working for us. We appreciate Curtis Paul and his team getting up real early and being with us throughout this broadcast and each of these Friday road shows. And I appreciate the Paul W. Smith Road Show on there, Curtis. God bless you. Somebody asked if it's winter or spring this weekend.
Yeah. Actually, I think summer arrives next Wednesday. I mean, I heard tell that we could be like flirting in the upper 60s by next Wednesday.
That somebody earlier said 70, but upper 60s is pretty spectacular.
I didn't want to say the 7 word. So yes, that's where we're headed. That's where we're headed.
I'm happy to say that my lovely bride is up and at 'em. I'm glad she slipped in. She got coffee right away. Actually, I got the coffee because she set it up on a timer, which was great. But our daughter Natalie, home from Michigan, visiting, and so that that everybody's schedule is off in a good way. You're up later and all that other stuff. But she heard us talking about the museum that you brought up, and you asked, in this COVID museum, what would you contribute? And I said 2 face masks. Okay, I didn't come up with anything that clever. But she came up with a good one that none of us brought up, and that is one of Dr. Burke's scarves.
Oh, that's a good one, Kim.
Isn't that a good one?
Excellent one. She made quite a name for herself, Dr. Burke, with those scarves.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s, Oprah made a real thing with the scarves. When Oprah first had her show syndicated, that was a big thing for women with this. I know I went out and bought one.
Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, gosh, yeah. Ran over to Jacobson's, bought my scarf. Yes, that was the thing to do. And so now Dr. Burke, definitely, I like the scarf idea, definitely.
Yeah.
Also, what about flour? As someone who loves to bake all the time, I had a lot of trouble buying flour. I mean, I was getting messages from people almost like a drug dealer. Okay, listen, I heard you could buy some unbleached flour. and then
Plum Market's got flour aisle 2.
Knock 3 times on the back door. And yeast. Oh, don't get me started on yeast. So there's a lot of things that people,
this is somebody write that down and record that. Marie saying, "Don't get me started on yeast."
Well, it's true though. I remember I had a large quantity of yeast because I do bake a lot for the family. And I remember dividing it up in little jars because there's other bakers in the family, and then delivering them in little paper bags on their porches saying, okay, here's your allotment of yeast.
That is
because
funny.
nobody could get their hands. So I think there's a lot of things that when we look back on this year, we're going to say, oh, remember when? I really do think we're going to look back on that.
I think you're absolutely right. Some of the other things that you might find in that museum is some of the cleaning supplies, the ultraviolet phone sterilizer that I got for Anne. There are a lot of things that will be remarkable reminders. The hand sanitizer should be in there. The touchless door opener and button pusher. I actually bought those, have no idea where they are. You put your keys on it, and you just, so you didn't have to touch things with your finger. The gun that they point at you to get your temperature. The swabs, certainly. We all saw swabs we didn't want to see. The abandoned gloves, the saucepan and wooden spoon, not only for your baking and cooking, but for hitting to tell the people, the first responders, we love them. Remember that?
Absolutely. And Cindy Sager, one of your Paul's peeps, saying jigsaw puzzles. There's another good one.
Jigsaw puzzles got hot. Well, look at all the things we couldn't buy anymore, like jigsaw puzzles and toilet paper and just a whole bunch of stuff. Quick, I want to say this so I don't forget. One of our regulars, Keith Newell, saying that tomorrow his lovely wife, Sarah, and he will celebrate 28 wonderful years of marriage. I can't think of anyone else that I would want to spend all those years together. Keith and Sarah Newell, regular listeners, regular contributors, thank you for that. And a happy anniversary a day early. And while I'm doing the calendar so I don't forget, it's also Debbie Marwill's birthday. Do you remember Debbie Marwill?
Of course. Happy birthday, Debbie. Love you.
Debbie Marwill celebrating her birthday. If you know Debbie, make sure you wish her a happy birthday. It is 6:43 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by Exergen. Accuracy matters. Receive a $5 rebate by trading up any non-contact thermometer toward an Exergen purchased at any retailer. Exergen temporal scanners are the only home forehead thermometers proven accurate by peer-reviewed published studies. Details at exergen.com, where accuracy matters.
Still looking for that elusive vaccine. The vaccine hunters are going to help us here in just a moment on the Paul W. Smith Show at WJR. But right now, it's our WJR traffic and weather first, and Dana Clark.
Let's talk about some construction that's happening this weekend in Madison Heights, 13 Mile, both directions, eastbound and westbound, right under 75. At 6 p.m., all lanes will shut down until 5 a.m. on Monday. That's for overpass demolition. Also, construction starting on Saturday along the Southfield Freeway, both directions at Michigan Avenue. At 6 a.m. in the morning, all lanes will close in both directions until 5 p.m. on Sunday. You can take the service drive instead. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel.
Golden morning now that we've cleared it out. A few clouds and sunshine as we head through today. A gusty northwest breeze and 44. Tonight, clear 22, teen suburbs. Sunshine tomorrow, low 40s. Sunday, sunshine, low 40s. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray staging on News Talk 760 WJR.
I think, are you waiting for me to do the automotive views intro? That's maybe on the private chat side. I didn't know if we were still doing that since Jason is going to be one of our guests. So I guess that's what we are doing. Automotive Views with Jason Stein, publisher of Automotive News, and presented by Bo Anderson and his Yazaki. Yazaki, fully connected to vehicle electrification. Here's part one of Jason Stein this morning. Jason?
The electric storm is moving in, and that's not a bad thing if you look at the manufacturing options that are emerging in the U.S. Big news of the week is that General Motors is looking to build a second battery factory in the United States with South Korean joint venture partner LG Chem. The Wall Street Journal said the companies are close to completing a decision to locate the plant in Tennessee. They're already building a $2.3 billion battery plant in Northeast Ohio that's expected to open in 2022 and eventually supply batteries for electric vehicles. The most important news for suppliers and automaker partners in the U.S. is that consumers may not have jumped on the electric vehicle bandwagon just yet, but the infrastructure will be there when products and sales start to hit. This is the new auto industry in many ways. Technology, new infrastructure, and a charged up path forward. With this week's Automotive View, I'm Jason Stein, publisher of Automotive News.
As the auto industry's reliance on internal combustion engines shifts to electric, electrification will be the foundation for any type of advanced mobility. And with more than 75 years of wire harness electrical and data solutions experience, Yazaki is your development partner for electric vehicles. Yazaki's customers have access to a comprehensive high-voltage products and systems portfolio, and the company's deep understanding of global automotive standards makes it the best choice to help drive and optimize your future vehicle's electrification systems and power distribution architecture. As a full-service supplier, Yazaki offers extensive additive manufacturing and rapid prototype capabilities. Its wide range of high-voltage research and testing resources helps customers integrate vehicle electrification, connectivity, and autonomy, fully connected to vehicle electrification. Learn more at yazaki-na.com.
You know, over the years, our Michigan communities have been through many ups and downs, and this year, without question, one of the most difficult we've faced together, let's face it. But it brings comfort to know that when it comes to our health, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan continues to be here for it all. For 81 years, Blue Cross has been committed to helping everyone in Michigan achieve better health and to strengthening our communities. That's why they work with doctors in every county, providing insurance to people in every zip code, while also providing needed funds to care for the uninsured in free clinics across Michigan. And as we all look to the future, Blue Cross will be here, providing members on-demand access to the care they need through Blue Cross online visits, a 24-hour nurse line, and the Blue Cross mobile app. For generations, Blue Cross has stood behind their members' care and the communities we call home. Blue Cross is here for it all and always will be. In fact, you can learn more at hereforitall.com. Hereforitall.com.
Heard the good news about COVID-19 vaccines? They're here, but you can do more than wait for your turn. Here's how. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with. And it's risky to be indoors with them too. And masks? Well, they protect both the person wearing them and the folks around them. Wear a mask, watch your distance, and make a big difference now.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Dell's semi-annual sale is the perfect opportunity for a significant business upgrade. Save up to 45% on Dell computers built for business and powered by Intel Core processors. Plus, enjoy special pricing on Dell docks, monitors, servers, and more. All with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. Speak to a Dell Technologies advisor today to find the right tech for your business with fast, free shipping. Call 877-ASK-DELL. Again, that's 877-ASK-DELL.
Many people are feeling overwhelmed and struggling with mental wellness these days. Call the Michigan COVID-19 hotline at 1-888-535-6136 and press 8 to talk with a Stay Well counselor. It's free and confidential. Learn more at michigan.gov/staywell. Sponsored by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
Welcome back to the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. Today featuring Stellantis. This stop on the Road Show is presented by Axalta, Aurea, Bridgestone, Continental Structural Plastics, and Lear. Once again, Paul W. Smith.
God bless all those companies who are sponsoring and helping us be able to broadcast these special roadshow broadcasts. And while we're doing that and featuring Stellantis today, boy, that Wagoneer looks good, coming up March 11th, the big premiere. We're staying on top of the other stories that matter to all of us on this Friday morning at 6:50, 10 minutes away from 7. Every one of us knows how difficult it's been to get the COVID-19 vaccine. We've watched now 3 of them come online, if you will, and become available. Yet it's been very, very tough for many, many people. Still waiting for the under 65 people to be able to get it. But the people over 65 have had their hands full. And frankly, the people over 65 and 75 and 85, or in my mother's case, 95, sometimes it's difficult for them to navigate all of the hoops you have to jump through. And they've been getting up early in the morning, trying to make those phone calls, trying to go online to get it. It's all been very, very tough. There are these groups out there that are on Facebook that they've popped up all over the country. They are vaccine hunter groups. This vaccine hunters group from Michigan, though in existence just really, I think, since the beginning of this month, is now a part of 3 different vaccine hunters, and they've also come up with their own Vaccine Angels program. We want to learn all about it as we go to Royal Oak and speak with Katie Monahan here on the Paul W. Smith Show on WJR. Good morning, Katie.
Hello, Paul. Good morning.
Tell me what you and Liz, and is it Shah? Am I saying that right?
It's Shar, yeah.
Oh, there's an R there. Okay, I'll add the R.
There's
I had
an R
2
there,
A's.
yep.
All right, so Shar, tell me about you and your girlfriends and what you've done and how successful you've been.
Yeah, absolutely. So, there was all these vaccine hunter pages popping up across the U.S., and I went to look for one in Detroit, and there wasn't one. It's not too difficult to make a Facebook page. There was clearly a need. So I created that, and Shar and Liz hopped on super early, and we've just been using the page to crowdsource vaccine information. And most recently, we've expanded to our Vaccine Angels program, which connects maybe seniors that aren't super tech savvy with tech savvy Good Samaritans to help get them appointments.
Which is wonderful. I mean, let's face it, it's been difficult for everybody. It was especially challenging for the people who need the vaccine more than anybody, the elderly. And to start your Vaccine Angels program is really a gift, and we really salute you for that. And I believe that you, Katie, and Liz Grime and Shar Clark, you all have other jobs. You have jobs that you have to do while you're doing all of this helping of all these people. And I understand that you've already helped thousands of people.
Yeah, we are all very busy right now. We are utilizing every minute in the day. I'm up at 6 every day. I go to bed at 10 every day. And we all have kind of offset set schedules, so one of us is always available. But it is worth noting, behind the 3 of us are also 40 to 50 other volunteers that we've brought on board to help us with the demands of people in need, and help make sure that any senior that's struggling to make an appointment, we can help them with that.
Well, as you pointed out, and you found out through your own experience, and then most of us have found out through our parents and grandparents' experiences as well, that there was no central place people could go and see all the vaccine options that were available.
Yeah, it's I think the state of Michigan and really all over the country has done a really great job making sure that there's a vaccine distribution place very close by to your home. But because availability hasn't really reached that widespread level yet, the flip side of that is you got to sign up in a lot of different places. You can go to Meijer, you can go to Rite Aid, your local health department, your county health department, and it's just a lot of navigation. And the health departments, as they are right now, are overwhelmed. So calling the health department to try and get a quick and easy list for where you should sign up, they just don't have the time for that right now. So I like to think of our page as a good partner, I suppose, where we have thousands of members at this point. We can answer your quick vaccine question probably a little bit quicker, just utilizing the numbers we have at this point. So it's definitely a good resource. The top post on our page right now is our Start Here button for anyone and everyone.
That makes good sense. In fact, Katie Monahan, along with Liz Grime and Shar Clark, how do people reach you as our local vaccine hunters?
Yeah, so if you're interested in the vaccine now or later, you can go to Facebook. You can search Detroit area vaccine hunters, and it should pop up pretty quickly. And like I mentioned, that top post is our Start Here button. And wherever you are in your vaccine journey, whether you're eligible now and you've had difficulty scoring that appointment, or if you'll be eligible soon, we can help you get signed up in all the right places. So when it's your turn, you get a text message.
I salute you guys and the people that have joined you, 40 or 50, whatever you said, behind you, that are helping out. If somebody else would like to donate their services, especially with the Vaccine Angels program, to help some people who aren't as tech savvy as your friends are, how do people get involved? Go to the same thing, Facebook, Detroit Area Vaccine Hunters, and maybe there's a place there to sign up to help others?
Absolutely. Yep. If you comment on any post from myself, Liz, or Shar and say, hey, I'd like to volunteer, we're going to hop on that pretty quickly. We could definitely use the help.
Well, that's beautiful. God bless you. I'm assuming that this came up out of your own need or family need when you looked around and said, what the heck? This is crazy. We can do better than this. Did you have a personal relationship with problems finding the vaccine?
I think Liz and Shar really had difficulty finding for their fathers and their father-in-laws, and they witnessed that difficulty firsthand of trying to score an appointment, and then just the sheer relief that waves over you as soon as you actually get that appointment and know that your loved one is going to be safe. And I think the need to have that central place, like you mentioned, is just the reason this page continues to grow, and it's way bigger than I ever could have imagined. And I'm just so happy that so many people are willing to help.
Well, we're so happy, Katie Monahan, that you stepped up and answered the call along with your friends, Liz and Shar, and all the people that have joined you. So God bless you for this. I'm glad we could tell more people about the good work you're doing. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
It's our pleasure. It is 6:57 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International. For kids in poverty around the world, things are still desperate. Join Compassion International with your one-time $40 gift to provide a COVID relief kit to a family in poverty. Text the word GIVE to 83393. That's GIVE to 83393.
I think it was Fred Rogers who said something to the effect of, look around for the helpers. There's always someone there that's willing to help. And the best has come out in America during some of these times. I know we hear about the worst, but the best is out there in the people like Katie Monahan and her friends, Liz Rhyme, Shar Clark, and everyone else who's helping out with the Vaccine Hunters and the Vaccine Angels program. God bless you all. At 6:58, we've got our WJR traffic and weather first, and that means we've got Dana Clark.
We do have an accident reported right in that road construction area, 75 southbound at 12 Mile. The right lane is blocked. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Clarkston Window and Door. Over 31 years in business, over 450 combined years of experience installing windows. Trusted specialists at Clarkston Window and Door. Act now to take advantage of 31% off installed windows, doors, and garage doors. 248-338-6781 or clarkstonwindow.com. Lots of sunshine around this weekend. Starting off today, clear skies, 20 degrees, hitting a high of 43 tonight. Mainly clear, overnight low 23. Abundant sunshine on Saturday, a high of 40, and more sun on Sunday, hitting 39. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News, with Marie Osborne in 2 minutes.
Add a little excitement to your sports watching experience by betting on all the action on FanDuel.
Doing okay, Deb? You need anything?
No, I think I'm good. I'm going to get some more coffee, I think, while we have this little break.
Okay. I'm going to do the same, and we'll see you in a bit. I told Ree to come back on at 7:05 so you guys can chat a little more before you go to Ralph.
Yeah. I mean, as always, we'll just talk a little bit, then get to our business beat.
And Ralph should be coming on to StreamYard, so they have the link. So we'll watch for Ralph, and then Curtis can test him.
Oh, thanks, honey. Ralph Geel at 7:18. Good.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So he'll be.
I'm going to ask him. I know there's some specific things I want to talk about, especially the Wagoneer March 11th and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to ask him. I'm not familiar with DS, and a lot of people aren't familiar with Vauxhall.
Mm-mm.
A couple of the brands that now are together under the Stellantis banner.
Oh, I don't know anything about them. Be interesting to hear what they are.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
And of course, Ralph is such a great guy, such a fabulous designer. He'll go down in the history books as one of the greatest car designers. It's good that we have him coming on. He's always available to us, which we appreciate.
And Ralph pronounces his last name Geel, no S, just Geel.
I believe. I mean, he's heard it a million ways.
Yeah.
But I believe the correct way is Geel. Ralph Geel. But, he'll answer to anything. But remember, Sergio, everyone said Sergio Marchionne or Marchione, and he told me to call him Marchione. You remember that?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
he said that on the air, so I was not going to call him anything but that. But even when I talked to his people, I remember this from Gualberto Ranieri, who's living in Italy now. I would say, is he serious? Does he really want me to call him Sergio Marchione? And Gualberto said, listen, if Marchione wants you to call him Marchione, then call Marchione Marchione.
That's funny.
I'll never forget that.
That's very funny. I like that.
But I always did, and so did Dick Hafner, because he heard it that moment, and from that point on, he called him Marchione because it's what he asked. He said it was, everyone uses all the German pronunciation, but the fact of the matter is, or German pronunciation, or Italian pronunciation, and but he said he lived much of his life, maybe most of his life early on, in Canada. He said that's where the Marchione came from, if I remember. I don't know.
No, I think you're right. I think that's all accurate.
Too many things going on.
So one of our viewers, Sherry, is looking for the link to the vaccine hunters.
She said to just
I'm going on Facebook right now.
She said Facebook and go to Facebook and
look for what?
Detroit area vaccine hunters.
All right, let me look.
They control, I think, 3 of the 4 that come up for Detroit area vaccine hunters.
That's very cool. What a great thing.
Sure. What a great thing. And the other thing, the angels that other what do they call it? The Vaccine Angels program, connecting the overwhelmed senior population with tech-savvy Good Samaritan volunteers to get their appointments rescheduled. And this is why these ladies have full-time jobs, but they're still helping thousands of people because they've witnessed the anxiety firsthand that so many people are feeling right now as they try to secure a vaccine appointment for themselves, for their loved ones.
And especially when you got to do it online, because older people have such a hard time.
Right. It's a very tough situation. 7-Eleven, that's there. All right.
All right, I will go look for this and get a link and put it up here for our game.
Oh, that's a good idea. It's awkward not hearing the news.
Well, we can put it back in here for you. Hang on.
I think it's a good idea.
Perspective with host MVAA Director Zenata Adams. Presented by the Michigan Veterans Affairs Agency. Veterans Perspective, Saturdays at 3 on News Talk 760 WJR.
Frank Beckman here, and I'd like to challenge all of you for a moment. Have you considered that being retired is essentially the same as being unemployed? Think about it. You earned a paycheck your whole life, 30, 40, even 50 years, and now you get access to a measly Social Security check. You have to try and stretch those IRA and investment dollars for the rest of your life. Every single one of those nest egg dollars is your very own employee. Are they working hard enough for you every day? There's a better way to plan for retirement, I'm telling you. My good friend, financial advisor Chris Alberta, and his amazing team at Principium have helped hundreds of my listeners take control of their retirement. And it's a complete solution. Medicare planning, the second largest expense in retirement. Principium's team is nationally recognized and doesn't play favorites. Income planning, Chris Alberta practically wrote the book on creating guaranteed minimum income accounts. How about fee-based money management? Principium's team is cutting edge and in constant communication with their clients. 401k rollovers, tax efficiency, legacy planning, IRA management, you name it. Chris even has an in-house estate planning attorney for his clients to use at no cost. The time has come, folks. There's too much uncertainty out there to simply roll the dice and hope things work out. Hope is not a strategy. While some advisors push high commission annuities and even more simply convince you that the market will continue its record run, we both know that you need a solution that both limits the risk and keeps the door open for future gains. Principium is your ticket. It's time for those conservative folks to actually conserve. Stop the endless fees. Stop the unnecessary risk. Stop the anxiety. Start retiring the Frank Beckman way. Less risk, more reward, real relationships. Call the Principium team at 888-800-8949 or visit retirelikefrank.com. 888-800-8949 or retirelikefrank.com.
At Donors Choose, we want students and teachers to have the tools they need for a great education. And now, more than ever, they need your support. Learn more at donorschoose.org.
Donors Choose. Support a classroom. Build a future.
It's the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. Today featuring Stellantis. This stop on the Road Show is presented by Axalta, Aurea, Bridgestone, Continental Structural Plastics, and Lear. Here's Paul.
Boy, do we thank those wonderful sponsors that make it possible for us to have the Paul W. Smith Road Show and featuring Stellantis. Next few Fridays, we'll have a special feature of the automotive industry, and we are so happy about that, especially on this Friday, March 5th, the 64th day of 2021, with 301 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. All morning long till 9 o'clock, we are on our StreamYard feed, which means you can not only hear us at 760 on the AM radio dial, but you can see us, too, on WJR.com or the WJR Facebook page, or sometimes, depending on your dental work, somewhere you can hear us sometimes in a molar. And I don't know what that's about, but it's because probably we're a 50,000 watt clear channel blowtorch, or at least that's what we used to say. Maria's here. She just did the news. I heard a bit of it. The world seems to be okay. As if, here we have these vaccine hunters, these angels, these hunters that help people find the vaccine. And now you've heard, maybe you've been following this. I do not, but I can't avoid it anymore. This was in the Wall Street Journal about the people who are concerned about Johnson & Johnson, the vaccine, somebody in the church calling it morally compromised as it uses the abortion-derived cell line in development and production of the vaccine, as well as the testing. So they say it's best to opt for Pfizer or Moderna. Of course, we don't have a choice. People going to get a vaccine, as I understand it, can't opt into one or opt into the other or whatever. And I thought that the Pope, who's supposed to be the final word, said, not in these words, much more eloquent than me, said basically, that's ridiculous. Get the vaccine, save your life and your family's lives. Get the vaccine. Isn't that right? You follow that stuff.
Yes,
I don't.
and I did see that as well. And I think last night I also saw the U.S. Catholic bishops, the spokesperson for that group, also saying to just get the vaccine. So we can clarify, or I'll get more information on that for you to clarify. But that's what I have seen on that topic. That's don't just get the vaccine.
You don't have to clarify it for me, but maybe for some people who think that
for our listeners,
people who believe they have to follow what the church says or doesn't say about your own life. But this is one of these. This Bishop Joseph Strickland of Tyler, Texas, wrote on Twitter late last year that the Moderna vaccine was, quote, not morally produced because of its connection to abortion. But his line, oh my, he writes, the fact remains that any vaccine available today involves using murdered children before they could even be born. I renew my pledge. I will not extend my life by using murdered children. Oh my God.
There is a faction of the Catholic Church that it's far right, and there is a faction of the Catholic Church that does believe that and does follow that. These are dicey waters you're treading in, Paul.
I understand. That's why I'm treading into them, because by their own doctrine and by their own teachings, the guy who matters and is infallible with matters of anything church related is the Pope. Mm-hmm. And the Pope said, get the vaccine. So guys like Archbishop Joseph Strickland, frankly, should follow what his boss says, his moral leader says, the Pope. just calling it like I see it. I don't mean to upset fellow Catholics. I was born and raised a Catholic. I was an altar boy. I was a lot of things.
And you still are at heart. Once an altar boy, you're always an altar boy, Paul.
Yes.
Like being a Girl Scout. I was a Girl Scout. You're always a Girl Scout. Always.
Would you now want to be a Boy Scout, Marie, now that that's available to girls?
Well, you know what? One of the good things that I maybe you'll disagree. That'd be a surprise. But, now girls can get the highest rank in the Boy Scout, which is the Eagle Scout.
Right.
It was always a thing for the Boy Scouts, which was such an honor for young boys to get. Well, now girls can also get the Eagle Scout status.
Why didn't the Girl Scouts have their own kind of Eagle Scout
Well, why
position?
don't we just make it Eagle Scout for everyone?
Well, that's fine. Then don't have a boys. I almost said boys club. Don't have a Boy Scout or Girl Scout. Just have Scouts. Like, don't have a Mr. Potato Head or Mrs. Potato Head, which we used to have. Just have Potato Head.
Let's not go down that road, Paul.
Well, it's the same thing.
It's Friday. Let's keep it light.
I'm keeping it light. There's nothing lighter than Mr. Potato Head.
No, it's a carb. I'm just glad.
There you were playing with that potato head when you were a little girl saying, I don't know, Mom. This is a carb. I didn't think so.
No, I just am glad that girls can reach that rank now of Eagle Scout. I think that's a very cool thing. A lot of great things going on in scouting for girls.
There are a lot of great things, indeed.
And remember, cookies are on sale.
Cookies are currently on sale, and they'll get them to you. I can guarantee you that. 7:13 at 7:60, we have our WJR Business Beat. Jeff Sloan, of course, is a founder and CEO of Startup Nation to spotlight the entrepreneurial tech and startup community on WJR. You'll hear his whole show this weekend, matter of fact, and you'll hear him on WJR Business Beat right now. Jeff?
Good morning, Paul. You know what's amazing? The internet is amazing. Just think of the myriad of ways our lives now depend on the internet, from entertainment to information to conducting business, and on it goes. Simply put, the internet plays a central role in the way we live our lives today. How significant is it? Well, consider this. Comcast 2020 performance data report shows that customers generated 1 trillion plus internet requests daily. And that's only through the Comcast.
Good morning, Ralph.
Good morning. How are you today?
Can you hear me?
Hey, Ralph.
Yeah, it's hi. It's a little cutty. Am I clear to you, or are you hearing like static in the background?
You are clear.
You sound clear. You sound clear.
Okay. As long
can you hear me, Ralph?
I can hear you perfectly. I can see you. Yeah, yes, I can. But when you speak, sometimes it crackles in my headset, at least. But at least
when I speak, it crackles in your headset?
Yeah, it's weird.
That is weird.
And
Curtis?
Straight?
Yeah, you sound straight. No interference, no crackling.
We don't hear any feedback or clicking or anything. Is it all the way plugged into your machine? Sometimes that.
Yep. Everything is straight. And I'm using my phone, which is
sound good. So as long as you can understand, Paul, I think we'll be okay.
Okay, good.
As long as we can understand each other, and I think we can. And Curtis, we all sound very strong and clear to you.
Good.
Yes, you do.
That correct?
Yes, you do.
Don't ask me about Mr. Potato Head, whatever you do.
Damn, that's what I was going to ask you about. or any number of other things.
CEO of StartupNation.com. And that's today's Business Beat, brought to you today by Dell Technologies on the great voice of the Great Lakes, WJR.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International. For kids in poverty around the world, things are still desperate. Join Compassion International with your one-time $40 gift to provide a COVID relief kit to a family in poverty. Text the word GIVE to 83393. That's GIVE to 83393.
Just ahead of Ralph Geel, Stellantis Chief Design Officer. That's the first time I ever said that. Coming up next here on the Paul W. Smith Show, this Friday morning edition at 7:15, we've got our WJR Traffic and Weather First and Dana Clark.
75 southbound at 12 Mile. Accident blocking that right shoulder right in that road construction area. Now a 15-minute delay for trucks across the Blue Water Bridge westbound between Canada and the U.S. Now WJR weather first from the Weather Channel.
Good looking morning, but a Friday morning that's a little bit on the colder side. A few clouds and sunshine today, high up to 44 with a northwest wind 15 to 25 miles an hour. Tonight, clear 22, teens out in the suburbs. Tomorrow, sunshine, low 40s. Sunday, sunshine with highs in the low 40s. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stajik on News Talk 760 WJR.
Add a little excitement to your sports watching experience by betting on all the action on FanDuel. There's a reason why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook and my only sportsbook. Their app is simple to use. They've got great odds on all different betting markets, unique fun bet types like same-game parlay, exclusive always-on promotions such as enhanced odds boosts on the biggest events to let you get more action out of every game day. And if you win, they even get your winnings safely to you in as little as 24 hours. Ease of use, fast withdrawals, odds boosts, and specials. They've got it all. And right now, FanDuel is letting you place your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Just place a bet on any game, and FanDuel will refund you up to $1,000 back in site credit if you don't win your first bet. If you've never tried FanDuel Sportsbook, what are you waiting for? Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app to get started. Be sure to sign up with promo code PaulW. One word. That's so they know I sent you. FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code PaulW.
21 and older and present in Michigan. First online real money wager only. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problems? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. From the advanced composites in the roof of an iconic off-road vehicle to the toughest pickup truck box available, a next-generation electric vehicle battery case, or the complete body of a world-class performance car, Continental Structural Plastics is going beyond expectations to reduce vehicle weight, improve performance, and enhance design flexibility. Infinite possibilities powered by science, brought to you by Continental Structural Plastics, a Tajan Group company. Learn more at cspplastics.com.
This is Maria Monti, tax partner from Metro Detroit accounting firm Schindel Rock, with our weekly tax tip for business owners. Business taxes shouldn't be done in a vacuum. Owners should integrate their personal taxes, wealth management, and estate and trust wishes into a holistic tax planning strategy, especially given recent tax law changes and opportunities. Schindel Rock specializes in these and other complex tax questions for Metro Detroit businesses. Learn more at SchindelRock.com.
Welcome back to the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. Today featuring Stellantis. This stop on the Road Show is presented by Axalta, Aurea, Bridgestone, Continental Structural Plastics, and Lear. Once again, Paul W. Smith.
So good to welcome an artist back to the Paul W. Smith Show, a man who will go down in the annals of automotive history as a great designer. And he's still working, and he's still young, and he's now the Stellantis Chief Design Officer, Ralph Geel. Ralph, good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I am
Good to see
excellent.
you, actually, it's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool, isn't it? And what a great ceiling. The effect of that ceiling behind you is really very cool. Are you in your office, or
Thank you.
where are you?
I'm in my renovated home office / pole barn. COVID project. It came up.
Wow.
It's the world's
Cool
biggest
ceiling there. That's very cool. Hey, first of all, congratulations with how you ended up the year as, quote unquote, the old company, FCA. You ended up in the plus market column, I guess. 29 million profit in your final year before the Stellantis merger under the worst of conditions. You did well.
Thank you. No, good teamwork. We learned a lot of new ways to sell cars and build them, and we had to reinvent a lot of processes. And I want to thank our customers out there that stuck with us and, in fact, actually desired some of our best products. Like our trucks never did better. So it was good.
And for your fellow employees, your fellow workers working hard on the line, etc., they're going to get a larger profit share with those checks, profit sharing checks averaging about $8,010 before taxes, which is a 10% increase from last year. The UAW apparently negotiated a richer formula. in their 2019 contract talks, and that's paying off handsomely.
Yeah, and as you know, they were deemed essential workers pretty much from the beginning. So they were the first group back, and we had they really had to work under some challenging conditions. So they deserve it like never before.
I've seen this in our little promo video we've been running during the broadcast, Ralph. But why don't you share with us officially the reveal date for that fabulous Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer and all of that good news?
It's we're very, very excited. So it's March 11th. So basically next Thursday. It's going to be on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Jeep. So many different cool things. You can do it any with your family. If you're a fan of Jeep, or even been, a lot of our dealers have been waiting for this type of vehicle from us for a long time. A full size, large, I guess. I'm not even sure what segment it is. The F segment, I believe. Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. A little confusion. The Wagoneer and Grand doesn't mean different sizes. It's different price classes. So we have the Wagoneer, which is a beautiful competitor to the Suburbans and the GMCs and the Ford Expeditions, and then our Grand Wagoneer goes against the Cadillac and the Lincoln. So we're really excited to get into this battle.
And the new Jeep Grand Cherokee L, which is got another row in there, I think.
It's also. Yeah, it's our first 3-row in a long time. We had a Commander years and years ago. Some people, but this is really the first 3-row Grand Cherokee ever. We're also going to have the 2-row. It's going to be a little bit later on, but we're launching with the 3-row. And if you live in the Southeast Detroit area, you'll see them driving around. A lot of employees just got their fast feedbacks. I get mine in next week, I hope. So it's exciting times. It's my favorite part about living in Detroit. You get to see the cars before anybody else does. So.
Sure, and drive them before anybody else does. That's cool. Tell me, is there something with Amazon Fire TV that you've got special that I should know about,
Yeah,
or our listeners should know about?
I can't tell too really cool to ultimately car, kind of put it on pause.
You're, for whatever reason, you are breaking up, and I'm not exactly sure why. If it's when you move or what it might be, but if you could. I don't know, Curtis, Paul, if you know what I'm talking about, if it's just coming to me that way or if everyone has the little breaking up. But we can hear you, but I want to be able to be sure we can hear everything we can. This is very important, and that is your user experience and design teams have been recruiting new talent from non-traditional backgrounds, design recruiting. Ralph, and since you're the head guy, can you tell me about that?
Yeah, infotainment has become the new battleground. The in-car experience with all of the larger screens coming into cars, or that is now having to hire it together. The kind of designer that would normally end up in the gaming industry or in the even the movie industry. So they're finding their way to the auto companies, and we're actually looking for them. Which that group has grown dramatically in the last couple of years, last 3-4 years actually. We started growing the group, and it's amazing, the creativity. So it really changes the whole experience of the car, the feeling of the car, and the amount of information we're able to translate to the customer is now greater than most aircraft. So it's pretty exciting.
Wow. It's exciting too. Ralph Geel with us. He is the Stellantis Chief Design Officer. And you've done this for a number of years now. I think you're heading into your 9th annual sketch contest for United States high school students, the Drive for Design contest. That's very cool. Can you tell our WJR listeners about that?
Yeah, it's something we started 9 years ago exactly. We were starting to find that the onboarding process was kind of drying up. When we would go to hire designers at CCS, our local design school, and even other schools around the country, we noticed that just wasn't the variety of designers we're expecting. And not that many Americans actually in this coming to the schools. They were getting a lot of foreign nationals, which is great. Nothing wrong with that. But we were wondering what happened. So it turns out a lot of these young artists don't even know we exist. They don't know that you can go to school and be a car designer, because a lot of art programs have dissolved over the years. A lot of schools have shut the art programs down. So there's really not an outlet. There's not, and that's where most of our designers come from. They come through the art side. They're not engineers. They're truly artists. So we've reached out to them and sent out these competitions. And thankfully the internet is a very cool way to get noticed about this stuff. We have a competition that ultimately has worked. There's kids that have gone through the process 8 to 9 years ago that are now working for us because of this. Here they are high school students. They see this competition, they enter, they realize, wow, I'm talented, and we discover them and give them scholarships to go to university. It's really working really well. We're excited by it. It's growing every year. It gets our designers involved in the voting process, so it's a win-win all around. We're very excited.
Beautiful. Excellent. I'm going to ask you about PSA and FCA coming together, the new company Stellantis, which is what we're dealing with now, and happy to have them here still in our area. But I'm looking at the list of vehicles now. The Abarth that people may not be as familiar with, Alfa Romeo, we know, Chrysler, Citroen, which is fascinating, Dodge, Fiat, Jeep, Lancia, Maserati, Opel, Peugeot, and Ram. What's a DS?
DS is the premium arm of the French brands. Yeah, kind of like
Premium.
their Chrysler, basically.
Okay, premium brand. All right, I didn't know. And I've always heard of Vauxhall, but I bet most of us have not seen a Vauxhall car unless we've traveled, and then you get to see all kinds of cars we don't see around here, but are going to start, I assume, seeing around here. Tell me about Vauxhall.
Well, Vauxhall comes from our Opel brand. It's a German-based brand that we really focus on the English market. They're very popular. It used to be an English brand years ago. Very popular in England, in the English Isles. And then we have Opel that we took over years ago. So they're all doing quite well. I mean, the PSA side, the ex-PSA side in Europe was profitable and has done really well, reviving those brands, bringing them back to profitability, and also a lot of new products. So, and some of those cars may not end up in the U.S. And as you know, we sell in just about, I forget how many countries, 100 countries we run sales. So we're covering just about every segment, every market now with the two companies coming together. So really exciting.
Well, that is exciting news, and we're just excited about the transition. We wish you well. I think Carlos Tavares is probably sleeping, wherever he might be.
No,
so you
working.
Oh, he's working. Is he here most of the time?
In Italy, right?
Right.
He has visited quite a few times, so yeah, we're very much engaged. The merger's going beautifully well, and honestly, we're growing everywhere. So it's win-win, like I said. So really good
Just
times.
between us, Ralph. Seems like a pretty good boss.
Yeah. Barry, he's a racer, so we're good.
Oh, there you go. He had me at racing. All right. Always a pleasure, Ralph. Love the pole barn. Love what you've done with it. And and we'll look forward to speaking with you again, maybe one of these times in person. You never know. I'll see you later, Ralph. Thank you so much.
Take care. Bye.
Ralph Geel, Stellantis Chief Design Officer. He's flexible, he moves, and he's smart and does a great job. 729 at 760 WJR.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
Dell's semi-annual sale for business has arrived. Enjoy specials on Dell docks, monitors, and servers, plus up to 45% off the latest Dell business computers powered by Intel Core processors. So call 877-ASK-DELL to speak with the Dell Technologies advisor. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Our WJR traffic and weather first, Miss Dana Clark.
That accident along 75 southbound at 12 Mile, that collision is already clear. Construction starting tonight, Madison Heights at 6 p.m. All lanes will shut down until 5 a.m. on Monday. This is along 13 Mile, both directions, right under 75. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. We'll get lots and lots of sunshine, vitamin D this weekend, starting with today. Currently sunny, 20 degrees, going up to a high of 43. Tonight, clear skies, your low 23. Sunshine both Saturday and Sunday. Temps hitting 40 on Saturday, 39 expected on Sunday. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News with Marie Osborne in about 1 minute.
Lear, a global automotive technology leader in seating and E-systems, has a reputation for identifying industry trends and acting on them. As the industry continues to transform, Lear faces the future of the vehicle with an even bolder vision. One that is connected, electrified, and sustainable, and one that enables them to make every product, every experience, and every drive better than the one that came before it. Lear, making every drive better. To learn more, visit Lear.com.
The Senate voting by the slimmest of margins to begin debating a $1.9 trillion COVID-19 relief bill after Democrats made 11th hour changes aimed at ensuring that they could pull President Biden's legislative priority through the precariously divided chamber. Democrats are hoping for Senate approval of the package before next week, in time for the House to sign off and get the measure to Biden quickly. The package has come under heavy criticism by Republican senators who say the legislation is just too expensive and does not take into account the healing economy. The Michigan Health Department showing there were 1,526 new cases of the virus, 37 more deaths, 27 of them found after a review of records. The city of Detroit, which has been administering the 2-shot Pfizer and Moderna vaccines, will now be making the Johnson & Johnson 1-shot vaccine available to residents. The city's preparing a separate location to administer those vaccines. New allegations: New York Governor Andrew Cuomo's administration took steps to conceal the state's actual number of COVID-19 deaths among nursing home patients. Here's Fox's Aisha Hasni.
Governor Cuomo's administration had a complete picture, a total picture of nursing home deaths as far back as last summer, but chose not to release that information to the public. On top of that, the Wall Street Journal reporting that Cuomo's top advisors also convinced state health officials to change their reporting on nursing home deaths. Now, here is what the Journal is reporting: the changes Mr. Cuomo's aides and health officials made to the nursing home report, which haven't been previously disclosed, reveal that the state possessed a fuller accounting of out-of-facility nursing home deaths as early as the summer of 2020.
Michigan Democratic Congresswoman Alyssa Slotkin says there is more to uncover in connection to the January 6th violence at the U.S. Capitol.
I really believe we need a truly bipartisan commission to take a stand back look at this and not just do this through various hearings and committee meetings, because what is clear to me is that the threat was not taken seriously. I'm from Michigan, so we've been dealing with these kinds of problems for over a year. I knew there was going to be violence that day.
Some people are giving their tech devices a breather this weekend. Here's Fox's Tanya J. Powers.
If the idea of getting away from smartphones, tablets, or other devices for 24 hours sounds good to you, you're going to love this story. This evening begins the National Day of Unplugging, an awareness campaign that promotes getting away from technology for 24 hours. So, what would you do with all that free time you're not on your device? NationalDayOfUnplugging.com suggests playing games, reading, dancing, decluttering, baking, yoga, napping, or doing crafts. Hey, shout out to knitting. Whatever you decide on, you've got a whole day to do it. The unplugging starts today at sundown and goes until sundown tomorrow evening. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
And checking the world markets this morning, they remain on a downward trend. The Asian markets closed down. London is down and the futures are down. For WJR News, I'm Marie Osborne. Back to Paul W. Smith in 2 minutes.
Bridgestone is proud to support WJR's Road Show with Paul W. Smith every Friday in March. Hear all about the future of mobility and the great new vehicle.
Doing okay, Deb? You need anything?
No, I think we're good.
Okay, Riri's going to pop back in here.
Yeah.
And then you see Jason's coming.
Yeah, I didn't realize that we were going to do his report as well as him. That's good. So coming up, though, is...
He's kind of just featuring Stellantis.
Hang on one sec. Where do you have Jason?
He's at 748.
Okay. All right. And I was looking ahead. We've got Greg Russell Movie Show Plus at 8:18, Tom Izzo at 8:35, Ron Stallworth at 8:48. We don't have our handoff to Frank because we got Stallworth.
That was the best time for Ron, yes.
Okay.
And so Reese coming up here. Yeah, Jason in this next segment is doing like a Stellantis overview analysis.
Gotcha.
So you can kind of talk about all the different things that you've been talking about. I think that Ralph's issue there, Curtis and I were talking, we think it might have been the headset.
Yeah, because when he moved, it started cutting out.
It's a little bit.
Like a loose wire or...
Cool picture, though.
Yeah, I loved his, especially
It's awesome.
the nice office that he's built there at the house and out in the pole barn.
Yeah, very cool. All right, there's Riri.
Hi there, Paul. I did find the very, very latest on that Catholic bishop statement on the vaccine.
The Joseph Strickland.
No, Joseph Strickland is considered to be a very, very conservative bishop, and he doesn't really represent the views of all the other bishops.
Yeah, I'm talking about the
exciting
Catholic
and fresh with his vibrancy.
I couldn't hear you. That thing started. The station started.
Exalta
Just tell
coding
me.
systems.
Just tell me on the air.
Members of your favorite color. Welcome back to the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. Today featuring Stellantis. This stop on the Road Show is presented by Axalta, Aurea, Bridgestone, Continental Structural Plastics, and Lear. Once again, Paul W. Smith.
We can't thank enough our sponsors, Lear Corporation and the Continental Structural Plastic, Bridgestone, Aurea, Axalta. These are people that make things happen, and we appreciate that. I hope you'll appreciate them and support them when you need their services or services like the ones they give you. We always like working with people who work with us. Maybe you too. Jason Stein, Automotive News Publisher, Crane Vice President. Crane's coming up here talking about Stellantis at 7:48. A quick note here, the Detroit area vaccine hunters, when I said something that Mr. Rogers has said, the quote was, look for the helpers. Look for the helpers. And that's certainly what Katie Monahan, Liz Grime, and Shar Clark are with their Detroit area vaccine hunters, which you can find on Facebook. And they are angels, and that's their other group that helps people get the vaccine. God bless them for that. Look for the helpers. We have plenty of helpers. They don't get enough credit or enough attention in the news. They are our headline for the morning. Now, Marie, we were talking earlier about some very conservative bishop saying he didn't like the vaccines at all. He'll not extend his life by using murdered children, talking about abortion and such in the creation of these vaccines and the stem cells they use, et cetera, et cetera. You have something, the latest?
Yeah, so the Catholic bishops this just Tuesday released their position on this vaccine issue because there's been chatter on this, as you indicated. So while Pfizer and Moderna vaccines should be chosen over Johnson & Johnson where possible, the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops said in a statement, this is on Tuesday, quote, it is, and this is quote, morally acceptable to receive vaccines when ethically irreproachable options are not available. Given the worldwide suffering that the pandemic is causing, we affirm again that being vaccinated can be an act of charity that serves the common good. So that's according to the statement by the bishop, the Conference of Catholic Bishops in this country. Again, that follows up, as you said, the papal statement in December, which said that the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines were morally acceptable. And in that statement, it said, despite their remote connection to morally compromised cell lines. So again, the Catholic Bishops Conference saying, get the vaccine, basically.
Yeah.
Is the bottom line.
In a simple statement, get the vaccine. And yeah. I'm glad that they said that. The Pope said that. He's the infallible one on these issues and matters of faith and religion and the Catholic Church, et cetera, et cetera. Get the vaccine. Anyway, so let's move on from that. I don't know when the famous Oprah Winfrey interview with Meghan and Harry is taking place. Do you know when that is?
Sunday. I think it's Sunday, but I can get that for you as well. But I'm pretty sure that's Sunday.
Is it a part of 60 Minutes or I don't? Does she have a special? The Oprah Winfrey formerly royal special.
I think this is on the I'm not sure. I think it's on the O Network. I'll have to I'll have to get that info for you here.
The O Network, Oprah has a network still. She did away with the magazine.
And what do you have on that? When is that going to air?
And
It airs on Sunday at 8:00 on CBS.
Oh, on CBS.
It's a CBS primetime special.
Well, there you
so
go.
she did get a special. Yeah,
watching.
yeah. That'll get a lot of attention. I can guarantee you that.
Was there bullying at the palace? That's the big.
It is hilarious. It's like the palace is helping promote the interview by creating this kind of controversy just before the interview. Now people are going to have to watch it, even though probably the whole bullying thing came out after the interview was already taped. I'm guessing.
Well, no, that's true. That's true. But now the palace is investigating this alleged bullying that took place, that Meghan bullied staff while she was and Guy Gordon pointed out yesterday she was pregnant. So if she maybe was a little more demanding than any other time.
Boy. And they said she was always sweet when Harry was around, but there was hell to pay when Harry was out of the room.
This is just
man. They already did The Crown. What are they going to follow up on this now? The tarnished crown.
I know this may be better than the TV show. So we'll see.
Well, back to the Pope, beginning his first ever papal visit to Iraq, urging Christians to help rebuild the country.
Yes, yeah. And we had some audio from him earlier, and a couple of the reports we're getting some early audio now from his visit. Mm-hmm.
May God protect him in his travels. Jason Stein coming up in just a moment, automotive news publisher, Crane's vice president. We're talking Stellantis on this very special WJR Paul W. Smith Show Road Show, and talking all about the newest car company, Stellantis. In just a moment, it's 7:42.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International. For kids in poverty around the world, things are still desperate. Join Compassion International with your one-time $40 gift to provide a COVID relief kit to a family in poverty. Text the word GIVE to 83393. That's GIVE to 83393.
And we've got our WJR traffic and weather first at 7:43, and Miss Dana Clark.
Now accident-free, seeing a slight delay along your 75 southbound commute. Stop and go between 12 and 11 mile. Now WJR weather first from the Weather Channel, sponsored by the National Electrical Contractors Association, NECA. Put the expertise and skill of NECA signatory contractors to work on your commercial, public, industrial, or residential construction project. NECA signatory contractors like Metro Controls are powering Michigan's future project after project, on time and on budget. Learn more at smcnica.org.
Pretty good run now of dry weather continuing. A little breezy to windy at times today. A few clouds colder this morning. Some with a few clouds this afternoon, 44. Tonight, 22 and clear. Outlying areas a little colder. Tomorrow, sunshine, 42. Sunday, sunshine, 43. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stidgick on News Talk 760 WJR.
You know, over the years, our Michigan communities have been through many ups and downs, and this year, without question, one of the most difficult we've faced together, let's face it. But it brings comfort to know that when it comes to our health, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan continues to be here for it all. For 81 years, Blue Cross has been committed to helping everyone in Michigan achieve better health and to strengthening our communities. That's why they work with doctors in every county, providing insurance to people in every zip code, while also providing needed funds to care for the uninsured in free clinics across Michigan. And as we all look to the future, Blue Cross will be here, providing members on-demand access to the care they need through Blue Cross online visits, a 24-hour nurse line, and the Blue Cross mobile app. For generations, Blue Cross has stood behind their members' care in the communities we call home. Blue Cross is here for it all and always will be. In fact, you can learn more at hereforitall.com. Hereforitall.com.
From the advanced composites in the roof of an iconic off-road vehicle to the toughest pickup truck box available, a next-generation electric vehicle battery case, or the complete body of a world-class performance car, Continental Structural Plastics is going beyond expectations to reduce vehicle weight, improve performance.
Good morning, Jason.
Hey, good morning. How are you? Can you hear me okay?
Jason.
My buddy, how are you?
I'm so good. It's
Look at you.
so great. I don't do a lot of these different things, but I do the Instagram. I'm sure that's where I've seen you with your son, experimenting with different experiences. You've really given your family a great life. You live it to the fullest, from what I can see, and doing all these different things. And you're one proud daddy.
Hey, listen, thank you, and I miss seeing you. I really do. You mentioned to me, I think in a note to me recently, how much you miss our dinners and things of that nature. So do I. We'll be back at it, right?
I hope so. I really hope so. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it because a lot of things have changed and will continue to change because of the pandemic. Some for the better and some not for the better, but we will face the change.
I think we'll get back together again.
Well, I'm sure we will. I'm just not sure about all the auto shows around the country and around the world. And I mean,
I agree with you.
Going to some of them, but
yeah,
it's going to be different. There's no question about it.
Yeah. How's your family? How's Kim?
Everybody
How's
is
your daughter?
Fine. Sophie is fine, and Natalie, who's graduating University of Michigan this semester or this year, is fine.
Here's my son, Alex.
Alex, I love watching you and your dad with all the different experiences you have. Oh, he can't hear me.
Yeah, he's up. Yeah, the earpiece.
Alex, Paul W. here. I love watching you and your dad and all the different experiences you get to go on, driving hot cars and doing all the different things you do and all the places you go. I'm a little envious. I love the father-son time that you guys get to spend.
I enjoy it too.
Good. I'm glad you enjoy it.
Have a good day.
Take care, Alex. Nice talking with you. Just keeps getting bigger and bigger, Dad.
At least somebody in the family got a gene that's taller than 5'8".
Well, you're feeding them well. That's a big part of it. They're good eaters at that age.
So you were saying that your daughter's graduating from Michigan?
We've got Natalie graduating from the Penny W. Stamps School of Arts and Design, and she's just marvelous, doing a great job. Sophie's going in, she's going out. Sophie's like the fourth or fifth of the family members that are going into Michigan. So we've kind of got a little legacy going on there. And when she graduates in 2025, that'll be 50 years to the day since I graduated from Michigan.
Welcome back to the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. Today featuring Stellantis. This stop on the road show is presented by Axalta, Aurea, Bridgestone, Continental Structural Plastics, and Lear. Once again, Paul W. Smith.
We have, by the way, Greg Russell of Movie Show Plus coming up at 8:18. Coach Tom Izzo. Juwan Howard made his Big Ten title last night. That was a heck of a tough game for Spartans, a great game for U of M. After they came off a big loss, they beat MSU 69-50 in a game you heard here. We had Ralph Geel on from Stellantis. We'll have Ron Stallworth, Senior Manager, State and Local Government Relations of Stellantis, coming up. But we have a guy who is so highly regarded and respected in the automotive industry that he is the guy we turn to get his take on Stellantis. He doesn't work for Stellantis. He is the Automotive News publisher and Crane's vice president. He is Jason Stein, who we get a twofer today, Jason, because we heard you earlier in your Friday report. How are you this morning?
I'm doing really well, Paul W. It must be a beautiful Friday if it's a twofer Friday, right?
It is a beautiful Friday for sure. Give me your take on our area's newest automotive company, Stellantis.
Yeah, Paul W., it's exciting in many ways. We have to remember that this group was formed, the idea of having this group as the fourth largest automaker in the world was formed back before there was even a pandemic. So you can imagine having to navigate all of that, including the incorporating all the brands that exist, all the executives getting the culture right, spanning the globe from Italy to France to the United States, and having to sort all of this out during a pandemic. And if anybody could do it, it is Carlos Tavares, whom you and I have sat at dinners before in Geneva or Frankfurt or Paris around the world at the auto shows and got to appreciate the work that he's done. And again, if anybody could follow Sergio Marchionne in trying to tie up multiple companies, it's Carlos Tavares. He has shown an enormous aptitude to finding synergies, finding economies of scale, squeezing out cost, not shutting down plants, not slashing workforces, but finding synergies in the parts purchasing that goes on here. And that's really the benefit of this tie-up, is that you will get economies of scale. And a lot of automakers talk about economies of scale and trying to drive prices down by buying in volume. He's been an expert at it. And he's already done something that General Motors couldn't do, which is turn a profit with Opel. And so when you look at his track record, and he was in the United States, he was at Nissan North America for a while. We got to know him there as well. So he understands the American market well. He values the brands. He's a very measured individual, and he knows how to build culture. And one of the things that he said that he's going to do is really draw from the younger employees at all of these brands, the 14 brands, to try to get ideas to push the automotive industry to a better level from those younger minds. And what a refreshing thing to do what he's calling bottom-up decision-making. And when you look at that bottom-up approach to try to bubble up some new ideas, there couldn't be a more refreshing aspect in this auto industry that has been dogged by being too traditional and too old and not progressive, to have that kind of thinking. So already, there's a leader in charge. There are brands that will do well, and they're going to make some money. They're talking about making 7.5% profit margin, which is a lot in the auto industry these days.
Well, I saw that in the FCA last hurrah, they had a profitable year last year, 29 million profit. I see that the incentive checks are very high because of a new deal the UAW worked out. It's going to be averaging over $8,000, which is second behind GM and quite a ways above what Ford is going to have. They struggled a little bit there. But please tell me that there is a place, a big, important place for, I think, a very talented guy, Mike Manley, in this new company.
Oh, absolutely there is. Mike Manley and Carlos Tavares have a great relationship. They were actually at our All-Star dinner, which would have been one of the last dinners hosted in person at the end of 19, where Casey Crane and I both gave them All-Star awards for their respective work. Mike is a talented executive. He does not want to be in the spotlight. He has no interest in taking the role, at least the forward-facing media role that Carlos Tavares has, and that's perfectly fine. Mike's going to continue to run North America. Mike is going to be hand in glove with Carlos in terms of trying to fit a strategy that works for the brand, all of the brands. And he knows North America. And you and I both know what he's done with Jeep. Jeep is a cornerstone of this new entity. There's a lot of opportunity for expansion of that brand at a time when it just couldn't be higher in terms of its own stature and the products that are on the way. So Mike will be fine. And there are a number of executives, some of whom you've already talked to here today. Ralph is another one, who will fit in perfectly with this culture. They have all been through their fits and starts before. Some of them, can you imagine? Some of them have been with, the Daimler days, the Cerberus days, the Fiat Chrysler days, the Stellantis days. I mean, this is like, the folks in Auburn Hills don't know what logos to put on the top of the building anymore because, they've gone through so many iterations. But there is an established leader with a great presence here.
Well, that's good to know. And we're looking forward to getting to know Carlos Tavares. We don't know him well, except, as you say, we've been introduced at those various fabulous Cranes dinners from around the world that you guys have included me in always. And I will be forever grateful to you, Jason, and to the two Crane boys, father and son. Meanwhile, is there any one line of cars that's coming to America that hasn't been here or hasn't been here in a while, maybe, that's coming through with Stellantis that we should get excited about?
Well, there was a lot of talk about Peugeot coming to the U.S., which would be a return to North America. The brand has not been here since 1991. Carlos Tavares believes that it makes sense. We just talked to him last month. It makes sense to focus on the American right now. There was a lot of energy about a year and a half ago, pre-pandemic, around having PSA, having Peugeot on these shores, and they've spent a lot of capital to figure it out. They would not have dealerships; they would likely be direct sales, and they would slot in at some standalone former FCA stores that exist. I don't think anyone in the United States is waiting for a Peugeot right now, Paul W. There is no one sitting around saying, "I wonder where my Peugeot is." If it arrives again, of course, there will be that 30-year history of when it was here, but in a pandemic, I think a lot of that thinking has changed. I think the investment to get a brand like that here probably doesn't make sense. And all the other brands are already here. I mean, they need to focus on the work of Alfa and Fiat, a lot of question marks around that, and the North American brands that exist now.
So that kind of puts Citroën way on the back burner, I would guess.
No, would not happen. I don't think, Paul W.
Such an unusual car. It is an unusual car, to say the least. I don't think we're ready for that, but you never know. Jason Stein knows, though. Jason, automotive news publisher, Crane's vice president, an all-round good guy, and a really good father as well. Jason, thanks for being with us, as always.
Great to be with you, Paul W.
It's our pleasure at 7:57.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International. For kids in poverty around the world, things are still desperate. Join Compassion International with your one-time $40 gift to provide a COVID relief kit to a family in poverty. Text the word GIVE to 83393. That's GIVE to 83393.
Hey, don't forget the 8th annual Celebration Luncheon, the virtual luncheon, March 18th, 2021, Detroit Regional Dollars for Scholars. Inviting you to join us for our first ever virtual celebration. I'll be the MC once again, this time virtually. Visit drdfs.org. drdfs.org. We want to see you there. Come on lunchtime on March 18th for the Detroit Regional Dollars for Scholars, a program of Scholarship America helping local students prepare for life after high school. Hope to see you then virtually. Meanwhile, we've got our WJR traffic and weather first, and Dana Clark.
We have a new accident reported, Paul W., along 696 westbound at 75. A collision there is blocking the left lane, also blocking that right shoulder, seeing delays from at least DeQuinder. Also a slow ride along 75 southbound now between 14 and 11 Mile. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Amish Direct Furniture. Amish Direct Furniture carries a huge variety of high-quality handmade furniture made here in the USA. Stop by Amish Direct's new showroom in Sterling Heights and meet their knowledgeable staff, or shop online at amishdirect.com. That's amishdirect.com. Lots and lots of sunshine, actually all weekend. We do remain dry, temps in the lower 40s. Today, lots of sunshine, a high of 43. Tonight, clear, low 23. Saturday and Sunday, more sun both days. 40 on Saturday, 39 on Sunday. Sunshine, 20 degrees. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News, with Marie Osborne in 2 minutes.
Hi, it's Frank Beckman here. Why not add a little excitement to your sports watching experience these days by betting on all the action at FanDuel? There's a reason why FanDuel is America's #1 sports book. Their app is so simple to use. They get great odds on all different kinds of betting markets, unique fun bet types like same-game parlays, exclusive always-on promotions like enhanced odds boosts on the biggest events to let you get more action out of every game day. When you win, they get you your winnings in as little as 24 hours. It's so easy to use. They've got all these fast withdrawal options, odds boosts, and specials, opportunity to win big with this range of betting options available to you, as well as live betting while the game is going on. You're going to love FanDuel Sportsbook. Download the app right now. Your first bet will be risk-free up to $1,000. Place a bet on any game. FanDuel's going to refund you up to $1,000 back in site credit if you don't win that first bet. So download the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now. Use the promo code FRANK so they know I sent you.
21 and older and present in Michigan. First online real money wager only. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problems? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help.
WJR Detroit and WDVD HD2 Detroit. The great voice of the Great Lakes. 760 WJR, where Detroit comes to talk.
Senate voting by the slimmest of margins to begin debating a $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill after Democrats made an 11th hour change and many changes aimed at ensuring that the bill would pull through. Congresswoman Alyssa Slotkin defending the coronavirus relief package.
Extremely tight constraints on how that money can be spent. Because I don't believe in bailing out states and cities that had pre-existing debt, insolvent pensions, things that pre-existed before COVID. This is for COVID. And if you can't prove that it's directly connected to your COVID costs, then you're not going to be able to use the money in the same way.
Republican Senator John Barrasso, though, says the bill's not focused on COVID relief.
It is so much unrelated to coronavirus, and the Democrats seem to be rushing to do this because they realize that with almost 2 million people being vaccinated every day, and with enough people that have had the disease itself having now a future immunity likely, that they're running out of time to get their hands in the federal till and add to the debt to such a tremendous amount of money.
Planned job cuts announced by the U.S.-based companies fell 57% to just over 35,000, or just nearly 35,000 in February, from about 80,000 in January. It was the lowest monthly total since December of 2019. Vaccine hunter groups are popping up across the country in an effort to help seniors book vaccine appointments. In Michigan, one group of 3 women is working on the front lines to get those appointments booked. Katie Monahan says it makes for a long day.
I'm up at 6 every day. I go to bed at 10 every day. And we all have kind of offset set schedules, so one of us is always available. But it is worth noting, behind the 3 of us are also 40 to 50 other volunteers that we've, brought on board to help us with the demands of people in need, and help make sure that any senior that's struggling to make an appointment, we can help them with that.
Katie Monahan talking to Paul W. Smith. She, along with Liz Grime and Shar Clark, a part of the group, the Vaccine Hunter Group on Facebook. You can find all the info on the WJR Facebook page and at WJR.com. The Pittsburgh Penguins social media team has been caught sending out an altered photo of fans wearing masks at their game.
Have you ever edited one of your photos to make it appear differently than its original form? Maybe blur a pimple or crop a photo bomber? What the Pittsburgh Penguins did this week is next level Photoshop, and call it Maskgate. To thank their fans for their support and loyalty during the pandemic, the Penguins used a photo taken of their crowd at Tuesday night's home game against the Flyers. The first time in almost a year, fans got to see a Penguins game from inside PPG Paints Arena. Nothing nefarious here, except for the fact that a Penguins staffer altered the original photo owned by Getty Images. A team staffer added face masks to 2 fans in the photo who were not wearing masks at the game. Penguins don't fly, and nor did this photo. The team got caught. In a statement, the Penguins wrote, "Our social media team should never send out altered photos to our fan base. This is a violation of our social media and safety policy." Jared Max, Fox News.
And taking a look at the world markets today, China and Nikkei closed down, London down, futures are down right now. For WJR News, I'm Marie Osborne. Back to Paul W. Smith in 2 minutes.
Confidence. It's important to have when you're on the road. Be prepared for whatever the weather brings with a new set of innovative Bridgestone or dependable Firestone tires on your car, truck, SUV, or minivan, so you know you're riding on tires you can trust. Bridgestone and Firestone tires are engineered to give you peace of mind so you can focus on enjoying the journey. Bridgestone is proud to support their OE and aftermarket customers around the globe. Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. Join Paul W. Smith as he talks to all the movers and shakers making the biggest difference in the D. It's Opportunity Detroit, presented by Rocket Mortgage, every Sunday at 1 p.m. on News Talk 760 WJR.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor.
So much is happening, but who can you trust? You need to check out Newsmax TV, the fastest growing news channel in America. Watch it on all major cable systems and see shows with Sean Spicer, Greg Kelly, Lindsey Keith, Stinchfield, and Rob Schmidt. They're giving you the real story on Biden and Pelosi. So download the free Newsmax app on your smartphone now or watch Newsmax on Roku, YouTube, Pluto, Zumo, and more. 30 million Americans watch Newsmax TV. So should you.
Help solve food insecurity in Michigan. Hear thought leaders from across the state on Food First Michigan with Dr. Phil Knight and Jerry Brisson. Sunday nights at 9 on WJR, presented by Farm Bureau Insurance of Michigan and the Food Bank Council of Michigan.
It's the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. Today featuring Stellantis. This stop on the Road Show is presented by Axalta, Aurea, Bridgestone, Continental Structural Plastics, and Lear. Here's Paul.
It's Friday!
Yay!
Whew, you can say that again.
Yay!
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
No, really, thank you very much. I mean, this is grueling work. I came off of vacation to work this one day, so my week has been one day of work. But it is Friday, and Fridays always feel better no matter what. It's March 5th, the 64th day of 2021. There are 301 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. I've been carrying this around forever, and I've got to finally say congratulations to this wonderful gentleman from the Detroit Free Press, as it turns out. He is the Detroit Free Press editor, Peter Bhatia. He was named Editor of the Year by the National Press Association. In fact, awarded the Benjamin C. Bradley Editor of the Year honor for his leadership at the Free Press in its superb coverage of the tumultuous events of 2020. And they say his longstanding commitment to and advocacy for diversity, both in the newsroom and in the practice of community journalism. Thank you for making a significant impact in our community. Again, congratulations to Detroit Free Press editor Peter Bhatia. And that's from, I've been carrying this around since February 7th. Way to go, Peter, Editor of the Year. Meanwhile, as you know, Marie, and now you have a special feeling in your heart for the cheese doodle. It is National Cheese Doodle Day, and these puffs became a hit. Cheetos, cheese-flavored puffs, became a hit in the 1950s. It was soon after that the cheese doodles appeared. And, of course, the now malady known as cheese doodles fingers, the official term used when you get cheese powder on your fingers after eating any cheese-flavored snack food. And here's where Marie comes in. Cheese doodles, and we've made sure this is a correct statement. Cheese doodles are said to be one of the only packaged snack foods preferred by Julia Child.
So it had to be good.
It had to be good. You have I bet you have new respect for the cheese doodle.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But Julia Child was noted for making even the fanciest of foods approachable to all people. So she was not a food snob in that, oh, I don't eat that sort of thing. So not really surprised that she liked cheese doodles.
Well, it's nice. I mean, I haven't followed Julia Child along the way, years gone by. I just remember, save the liver, from a Saturday Night Live routine, no doubt. But it wasn't Julia famous for using lots and lots of butter, which makes her great in my book.
Right. And she didn't believe in like other types of, certainly no margarine or anything like that. Right. So, so she just said, believed, and all of her food was in moderation. I've read pieces by people who knew her and said although she was a very tall woman, she was 6'1", I think.
Oh my gosh, I never knew that.
No, she is. Yeah. And if you look at her in relation to other people, you'll see how tall she is. So she's very tall. She was not a skinny person, but nor was she overweight, and nor did her weight ever fluctuate. So she believed in good food in moderation. That's my kind of woman. Right?
Yes, absolutely. And I hate to bring up her death, but how old was she when she died?
Oh, she was in her 90s, late 90s.
Oh, she was?
Yeah, she was in her 90s. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So keep eating the butter.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I think that's great. I haven't met a food that isn't better with butter on it. I mean, it's all better with butter.
Well, and a chef friend that I had said to me that nothing ever goes out of a commercial kitchen, a good commercial kitchen. By the way, she was 91 when she died. Nothing goes out of a commercial kitchen. The last thing that they put on your dish when it comes to your plate is a little bit of butter.
Really?
Yes.
That's the secret. That's a little secret, isn't
Yeah,
it?
unless you, of course, ask not to have something like that put on your plate. But they always say that's the last ping on the dish before it comes out on your table.
Wow. Well, that's interesting to know. I've always said even shoe leather fixed on your grill and then put butter on it. It's really good.
Yeah.
Please don't try that at home. Don't eat this shoe leather. We know how important exercise is. Believe me, I'm the worst at this. It's do as I say, not as I do, but I've got to start doing it. It's those same three things: getting more sleep, and exercising and eating properly. And those simple little things that are within our control, and I still don't do it. But anyway, now they say, since the pandemic began a year ago, growing numbers of people have reported gaining weight after cutting down on the physical activity. Others say they've been eating more junk food. Being overweight or obese leaves individuals vulnerable to tissue damage and the development of tumors, with more than a dozen types of cancers having been linked to excess weight in recent research studies. So now, I mean, we know this, but now the experts are saying it, and we should follow their advice. They are saying we need to eat better food, but it's equally clear that we have to do regular exercise. As much as I resist, I know it's the right thing to do. I know walking is a perfect exercise. You're not going to hurt your joints. You're not going to hurt your knees or your ankles or your back or anything else. Just walk. I say that. I got to do it.
It also helps your brain too.
Well, it's all good. By the way, our friend Marianne Burry reminds us to watch Julia and Julia. Did you watch that?
Yes.
The movie?
It's a movie. Yeah, it's a movie. It's a book too, right?
Julia and Julia. She says it's a great movie.
Recap very quickly. It's a young woman who decides to take every single recipe out of Julia Child's book. Every single one, and she documents it over a 2-year period. It's adorable.
Oh, that sounds great. Julia and Julia. Thank you, Marianne Burry, for another good tip. We appreciate that. Thanks, Kim, for passing that along. And Marie for seconding that as the Julia Child's devotee. It is 8:13 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. If you're looking to hire, think of Indeed as your GPS. With great tools like Instant Match and over 135 skills tests, Indeed helps you navigate the hiring process from start to finish. Learn more at Indeed.com/credit.
Let's check it, our WJR traffic and weather first, and Dana Clark.
That crash along 696 westbound at 75, that is still there. The shoulder is blocked, seeing delays now from 11 Mile. Your drive along 75 southbound a bit slow between 12 and 11 Mile. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Primetime Testing Laboratory. For over 20 years, they have been offering complete automotive testing services, guaranteeing on-time delivery and accurate result reporting to OEMs Tier 1 and Tier 2 suppliers. For your next automotive project, get a free quote at primetimetestinglab.com. That's primetimetestinglab.com.
Colder morning now that we've cleared it out. A few clouds and sunshine as we head through today. A gusty northwest breeze and 44. Tonight, clear 22, teen suburbs. Sunshine tomorrow, low 40s. Sunday, sunshine, low 40s. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray staging on News Talk 760 WJR.
Add a little excitement to your sports watching experience by betting on all the action on FanDuel. There's a reason why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook and my only sportsbook. Their app is simple to use. They've got great odds on all different betting markets, unique fun bet types like same-game parlay, exclusive always-on promotions such as enhanced odds boosts on the biggest events to let you get more action out of every game day. And if you win, they even get your winnings safely to you in as little as 24 hours. Ease of use, fast withdrawals, odds boosts, and specials. They've got it all. And right now, FanDuel is letting you place your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. Just place a bet on any game, and FanDuel will refund you up to $1,000 back in site credit if you don't win your first bet. If you've never tried FanDuel Sportsbook, what are you waiting for? Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app to get started. Be sure to sign up with promo code Paul W. One word. That's so they know I sent you. FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code Paul W.
21 and older and present in Michigan. First online real money wager only. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problems? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. From the advanced composites in the roof of an iconic off-road vehicle to the toughest pickup truck box available, a next-generation electric vehicle battery case, or the complete body of a world-class performance car, Continental Structural Plastics is going beyond expectations to reduce vehicle weight.
Good morning, Greg.
Morning. How are you?
Fantastic. Just wanted to hear you talk, make sure we could hear you.
All right.
All right, sir. Coming up shortly.
Sounds good.
Hi, Greggy.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome back.
It's good to be back. I understand we left the air at 10 in the morning with over $424,000 in on the radiothon.
Wow.
And of course, we ended up with 1.7, so everybody did a great job, the 4 different groups, if you will. But I understand that the Russell Brothers tour went over very well.
Great.
So we raised some good money based on you donating that, so we appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, and Jeff had talked to me about, maybe even at the end, like even today, just say, hey, do you want more information? Call this, like that. Anything we can do. And I even did have friends going, let me know the one Paul W. is going to be on.
Are you talking about, you want to give out your number for the Russell Brothers tour? Is that what you just said? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, if that's okay.
I'll mention that. Sure. Yeah, I'll mention how well it went and a lot of people interested in it. I think our whole team is going, right, Dana? Aren't we all going to pick a day? And
yep.
We're going to drink the Manhattans that
once we all get our little vaccine shots and everything.
Our friend John McCandless apparently bought the tour, the Russell Brothers tour, for $1,500.
Oh, great!
Wow,
awesome!
That was very nice. Now Greg is saying maybe we ought to raise the price.
I'm telling you,
make this more than $10 a person. Wait a minute!
Yeah, really? What the heck? What the? As I might say, what the?
Since we're all going, that's we need to raise that price.
Wow. Because we got our own T-shirts, we got our
that's
own
right,
and everything else.
We could take Polaroid pictures and sign them. Hey, there's a business.
Hey, are we back on the air? And I didn't realize it.
Yeah, I can't hear anything either.
Can't hear anything. So,
through Travis Manion Foundation.
Okay,
if not me, then who? Are words that can live in you too. Show the world what your character is made of, because character is invisible until it's not. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans, families of the fallen, and inspired civilians at travismanion.org. That's travismanion.org.
Welcome back to the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. Today featuring Stellantis. This stop on the Road Show is presented by Axalta, Aurea, Bridgestone, Continental Structural Plastics, and Lear. Once again, Paul W. Smith.
Thanks to all those great sponsors making this possible. It was last Friday that we had our radiothon for the Salvation Army, and finished up with 1.7 over the goal, which is unusual and great. And when we went off the air, we were given the wrong figure. They were off by 200,000. So we ended up with 424 or 42,000, which was a great base. And I want to thank my listeners for helping do that. Every time we ask you for money, you step forward. And with over 400,000 to start us off, right up until 10 o'clock was wonderful. And that's how we got, with all the people working so hard, on camera, on mic, and behind the scenes, to get to 1.7 million to help the Salvation Army bed and bread trucks. God bless you for that. Good job. One of the items that went over very well, I'm told by Ann a moment ago, is the Russell's tour, the Greg's Russell's Brothers tours, and our old friend John McCandless bought it for $1,500. So, Greg, it did very well. It did very well, and we thank you for that. How do people? What this did do too was give people a little insight into something they didn't even know existed. So, how do people get in touch with the Russell Brothers tours that take you around the city of Detroit?
Yeah, give a call, 313-399-0683. And yeah, we'd love to take you around. We'd love to show you, so many of the great things about the city of Detroit. And like we've talked about before, Paul W. and Dana, there's so many things that people don't know about the city. And I always love it when we take them to certain places and it's just a, wow, I didn't know that, really. And we showed them like where some of the Motown stars used to live. A lot of firsts. Detroit is a city of a lot of firsts in this country and in this world. So we'd like to be the first ones to show them to you.
Excellent. Well, 313-399-0683. 313-399-0683. Is there a Russell Brothers Tours webpage or?
Yep. www.russellbrotherscitytours.com.
All right. Very good. All right. Now we know, of course, it's time. I don't know. I'm not sure Danielle knows we have a theme for this segment.
She does.
Oh, she does? Well, now would be the time. There we go. Welcome into
movie. Show.
That's right, friends. Greg Russell and Dana Clark here to regale us with movies to see or not to see. That is the question. Nice to have you both here.
Always a pleasure.
Start off with one that I just so desperately want to be good.
Me too.
You know which one I'm talking about.
Yes, I think I'm going to be disappointed, but
oh,
yes.
No. Really? Eddie Murphy, and I haven't seen Arsenio Hall anywhere. Is he healthy? Is he okay?
Yeah, he's okay.
Okay. So Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall coming to America too. Well,
it's one of those. It's almost like a dual movie. Very seriously, the storyline's kind of You kind of figure it out once you see the commercial. But the truth of the matter is, you're not watching this movie for the storyline at all. You're watching to see who all shows up. Because for the most part, everyone from the first movie, with the exception, of course, of Madge Sinclair, who played his mom because she's passed away, and Eric LaSalle, the Prince of Soul Glow, he's not in it.
Right.
But everyone else is, and there's so many other people from other Eddie Murphy movies who just pop up in this thing. So that makes it the fun part. Like I said, as far as the story, that's what you've been hearing. Some people kind of go, on that part. But in all honesty, you're not watching this movie for the story. You're watching it it's almost like a family reunion, just to see all the people who showed up.
Here's a little sound from Coming to America.
I've just discovered that I may have a son here in this land. How much child support is she getting from? The king pays no child support.
No child support for 30 years and you came back? You was a dummy.
Hello, I am Hakim Jaffer, king of Zamunda. You are the heir to the throne. Yeah, my son.
He's supposed to be like the prince of Wakanda.
Wakanda is a fictional place. Zamunda is a very real nation.
I don't need no handout. Wait a minute. All right, I'm gonna pay.
How come nobody ever shows up and tells me that?
Right.
You're the queen of somewhere.
I can't help it. I'm gonna like it.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I said, because we're gonna watch it again tonight. Like I said, it's just the fun part of like the family reunion. I mean, the storyline is, he discovers he has a son, who supposedly is now going to be the crown prince of the country. But it's just funny. You'll get a kick out of a lot of the folks who show up in this film. And the funny part is, as everybody's been talking about after seeing the commercials, is everybody, of course, Eddie looks a little older. I mean, he still looks good, but he looks older, than he did 30 years ago.
Yeah, it's been 30 years. Yeah.
Same thing with our
30 years?
Yep.
And
88.
Wow. A lot of other people. But the 4 or 5 old guys in the barbershop still
hilarious.
Look the same. They were old. Their characters were old back then. It's like they should be kind of like dust now, but no, they still look the same.
They're still alive.
What a great idea to have him play all those roles, all those characters. That was 30 years ago. That was brilliant, and it wasn't easy. 30 years.
No. So like
we're giving it a. What are we giving it?
How about this? A 2 for story, but a 3 for fun out of our 1 to 4. Because like I said, that's really, honest to goodness, what you're going to be watching for.
You'll watch it. You'll watch it.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm definitely watching it.
What's the next movie?
What is it? Moxie, Dana?
Moxie.
Moxie.
On Netflix.
Yep, on Netflix. This is a story about teenagers. There's a group of girls who go to this school, and all the guys are like, just kind of like, dumping them.
Dumb. No.
Just basically, you can't run for president. You can't do this, can't do that. So this one girl starts this kind of like magazine called Moxie, where it's for the ladies and, just to empower them. So it's a, nice story, nice theme. Amy Poehler wrote it.
She directed it too.
Directed it and stars in it. She plays the mother of the young lady who creates the magazine. But it's all about, them just kind of like going out and getting their due and not, being pushed down.
Getting woke.
Yeah, pretty much.
This sounds like our daughter Natalie, who's graduating from U of M and the Penny W. Stamp School there, because she's the editor of Shea Magazine, which sounds it sounds like it's it's doing the same thing, empowering empowering people. So I'll have to tell her about this if she doesn't already know about it.
Oh yeah,
let's listen.
Can I help you?
I don't know, can you?
He's bothering you. He's harassing me. If you use that word, that means I have to do a bunch of stuff. You know that your school is weird, right?
Ignore Mitchell. If you keep your head down, we'll move on and bother somebody else.
I'm gonna keep my head up. Hi.
Why have we all accepted it? Like no one even blinks.
You go, girl.
There you go.
Keep your head up.
That's right.
And from what you said, your daughter will really enjoy this one.
Yeah. All right. So we're giving that a couple of thumbs up as well.
Yeah, 3 out of the 4. Yeah.
But who has 4 thumbs?
I don't know. Unless you count his big toes.
Russell Brothers City Tours of the great city of Detroit, 313-399-0683. 313-399-0683. Thanks for donating that, helping us with a good foundation of well over $400,000 when we handed it off to Frank at 10 o'clock. And then everybody did a great job, went up to 1.7 million.
Wow.
Thank you, Mr. Russell. And thank you for movie. Show.
Plus.
Thank you. And thank you very much at any time. You know that.
8:29 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
Dell's semi-annual sale for business has arrived. Enjoy specials on Dell docks, monitors, and servers, plus up to 45% off the latest Dell business computers powered by Intel Core processors. So call 877-ASK-DELL to speak with the Dell Technologies advisor. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
And coming up, Coach Tom Izzo, MSU basketball coach extraordinaire. MSU had their hands full with the Wolverines last night in a game you heard right here on WJR. We'll talk to the coach and Steve Courtney coming up right out of the news at 8:30. At 8:29, it's our WJR traffic and weather first and Dana Clark.
That collision, Paul W. along 696 westbound at 75. The left lane is still blocked, also blocking the right shoulder there, seeing delays from at least 11 Mile. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Lots and lots of sunshine today. Get out and enjoy. We'll actually have sunshine all weekend. A high of 43. Tonight, clear skies, low 23. Lots of sun once again on Saturday and Sunday. A high of 40 on Saturday, 39 on Sunday. Sunshine in the 20s. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News with Marie Osborne in about 1 minute.
Lear, a global automotive technology leader in seating and e-systems, has a reputation for identifying industry trends and acting on them. As the industry continues to transform, Lear faces the future of the vehicle with an even bolder vision. One that is connected, electrified, and sustainable, and one that enables them to make every product, every experience, and every drive better than the one that came before it. Lear, making every drive better. To learn more, visit Lear.com.
Pope Francis making a trip to Iraq today. That was the Pope arriving in Baghdad today. This is his first trip to Iraq, the first trip for Pope Francis. Top advisors to New York Governor Andrew Cuomo influenced state health officials to remove data from a public report that showed coronavirus-related nursing home deaths in the state had exceeded numbers previously acknowledged by the administration. Details about the July report were disclosed in a story first published by the Wall Street Journal. The final report focused only on nursing home residents who died inside those facilities and did not include nursing home residents who were transferred to hospitals after becoming sick. Charlotte Bennett, a 25-year-old former aide to the governor who accused him of sexual harassment, said during a televised interview with CBS that she believed the 63-year-old governor propositioned her for sex during a workplace meeting.
Do you believe that he was propositioning you? Yes. For what? Sex.
Bennett also alleges that the governor called her into his office on June 5th, told her he was lonely and looking for a girlfriend. Michigan business leaders want to get back into the office. April 14th is the date emergency rules banning in-office work are to expire. A new business coalition that includes the Michigan Chamber of Commerce has called on the governor to ensure that there is no extension of the deadline. The chamber's CEO, Rich Studley, says that his members across the state are ready to reopen safely. This morning,
Hello, Ron and Kevin. How are you?
Good morning. Well, thank you.
Good morning. I just want to hear each of you talk a little bit to make sure you sound good before your segments. Let's start with Ron.
Okay. Can you hear me very well?
I can hear you very well, actually. How about you, Kevin? Let's hear.
Actually, I won't be speaking during this session. I'm just listening.
Oh, you're not speaking during the session. Okay, you're just watching backstage. Good.
Yes.
Glad we checked. All right, so there's one more segment between this. We have Coach Izzo up next, and then you're after that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
delays except to say additional quality checks are being made. Scientists are revealing the discovery of sharks that glow in the dark. Jeff Manasso reports it's all happening in New Zealand.
A newly published report in the Frontiers in Marine Science journal shows a discovery last year of 3 new species of sharks, all that glow in the dark, and found off the coast of New Zealand hundreds of feet below the surface in a region along the ocean floor called Chatham Rise. One of them, the kitefin shark, now the largest known luminous vertebrae, reaching up to 5 feet long. The others, the blackbelly and southern lantern sharks. It's thought they use their glow to attract or hide from prey. Researchers say they'll continue to study them. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
And checking the world markets this morning, they are all down. For WJR News, I'm Marie Osborne. Back to Paul W. Smith in 2 minutes.
Every year, Axalta releases a new mobility color. And here to announce the 2021 Global Automotive Color of the Year is Axalta's Global Color Manager, Nancy Lockhart.
Axalta's 2021 Color of the Year is Electrolyte, a refreshing green-yellow hue with bold contemporary elements that bring style and functionality to life. The color is soothing and calm with an opaque simplicity, yet exciting and fresh with its vibrancy.
Visit Axalta.com/color for more information. Axalta Coating Systems, inventors of your favorite color.
While we've been staying safe at home, scientists have been on a journey. The destination, a COVID-19 vaccine. This journey began decades ago with research into other coronaviruses. Scientists built from there with months of research and development, cooperation with other experts worldwide, and clinical trials on tens of thousands of volunteers of diverse race, age, and health status. They arrived at a safe, effective vaccine, and hundreds of thousands in Michigan have all.
Hey, Dubster. Paul W.
Yes, ma'am.
Just want to let you know, I don't have him on the rundown, but Steve will be there too.
Yeah.
I
you
coach.
Coming on here.
Yeah, you coach and Steve. And let's see if they're there yet. We know Steve will be there. Sometimes it's a little harder to get coach. Danielle, let us know on the chat when he's there. And then we've already tested Ron. He's backstage. Your final guest is backstage.
Ron Stallworth, Senior Manager, State and Local Government Relations, Stellantis.
Yes. And he's good to go. Sounds good.
All right.
All right. I will be back.
Coach Izzo. Oh, this is...
COVID-19 vaccines, they're here. But you can do more than wait for your turn. Here's how. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with. And it's risky to be indoors with them too. And masks? Well, they protect both the person wearing them and the folks around them. Wear a mask, watch your distance, and make a big difference now.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Dell's semi-annual sale is the perfect opportunity for a significant business upgrade. Save up to 45% on Dell computers built for business and powered by Intel Core processors. Plus, enjoy special pricing on Dell docks, monitors, servers, and more. All with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. Speak to a Dell Technologies advisor today to find the right tech for your business with fast, free shipping. Call 877-ASK-DELL. Again, that's 877-ASK-DELL.
At Donors Choose, we want students and teachers to have the tools they need for a great education. And now, more than ever, they need your support. Learn more at donorschoose.org.
Donors Choose. Support a classroom. Build a future.
Welcome back to the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. Today featuring Stellantis. This stop on the road show is presented by Axalta, Aurea, Bridgestone, Continental Structural Plastics, and Lear. Once again, Paul W. Smith.
Well, I must tell you that when I saw Michigan get blown out in their last game, and they've got a good team and they've had a great season, when I saw them getting blown out, I thought, boy, I wouldn't want to be the next team to face them. As it turned out, the next team to face them was our MSU Spartans. This is Spartan Radio, WJR. So what you see is what you got last night, Steve Courtney. It was a very, very tough game for MSU.
Yeah, it certainly was, and kind of a perfect storm there, Dub, as you allude to. The Michigan basketball Wolverines went through it a little bit in their previous tilt with Illinois. They're at Chrysler Center. They're lying in wait, and that's exactly what happened. The Spartans just couldn't get anything going. There was a key moment in that first half late, 3 minutes or so to go. Aaron Henry drives, fouled. Turns out, upon further review, he also dished out an elbow to Mr. Wagner, and he was called for a foul himself.
Flagrant foul.
Yeah, flagrant one. And from that point on, Michigan dominated. They would go on to a 9-2 run to close that first half, taking a 39-28 lead. And the Spartans just couldn't recover.
Coach Tom Izzo knows that better than anyone, and fighting for a flow, and it just wasn't working last night. Coach, good morning to you.
Well, the better team won. They played better than us, but that play that you're talking about, Steve, it was not an elbow thrown. It was going up for a shot, and it's part of a basketball play, and there were more hook and holds and stoppage. It's no fun to watch those games, and they deserved to win. They played better than we did. We didn't have any flow, but when Aaron went out, it was I think 4 or 5 point game. We thought we had 2 free throws, and ends up we have 2. They have 2. He has to lead the game because of foul trouble. And you're right. They went on a 9-2 run. We started out second half, cut it down to 7, and then they made a big play, got a 3-point shot, and the roof kind of caved in. But definitely the better team won, and yet definitely those kind of plays. We are not as maybe talented to overcome some of those mistakes, and we got to make sure we don't make them again.
Yeah, you get
what did the officials tell you, Tom, as far as the flagrant one called against Aaron? Obviously, we're told, is it a play inherent to the game of basketball? Well, he was going for a shot. What was their explanation?
Well, anytime you get hit in the head, it almost doesn't have to be. I mean, Aaron Henry's never been called for a elbow. He's not a dirty player. Never been called for that in the 100 games he's played in here. But kind of a critical time, kind of a bizarre play, and the officials. I don't like the way the game's being officiated anywhere. No. I just think that the stoppage, and it doesn't have to be Michigan State. It can be Illinois against Tennessee, and it's just all you get is stoppage. Go to the monitor. The monitor is more valuable than anything in America right now. And but let's not complain about that. We got beat. That call didn't change the way they played. They shot it very well at times, and I felt like we had a couple opportunities and we didn't create enough of them. We had no flow. We were struggling at running our team right now, and that's been a case most of the year, and we got to find a way to overcome that.
Well, you got a great opportunity this Sunday to face Michigan again at home. So obviously, you always get that opportunity.
Yeah, weird situation. I mean, never before, I don't think in my 26 years have we done something like this. But you're right, it is a great opportunity. And, we're going to work today and tomorrow, try to take advantage of that. Whether it's enough, we're going to find out. So, like I said, we've got to play smarter and we got to play better. And that's the bottom line. Officials and what Michigan does and whether they make shots or not. I mean, those are all key things, but that's what we got to do. We got to do a better job ourselves. And that's what we're going to work on.
Sunday's tilt, Tom, will be your 7th ball game in 16 days. We all know what is on the line for this Spartan team. Are you more concerned about the state of the team physically or mentally at this point?
Neither. I'm just concerned about the team going out and playing hard. There is no time. Everybody knows it's been a brutal schedule. That was semi-expected. I wanted to play 20 games. That was our choice. I mean, I say that. I don't know what I could have done during that stretch. But it is what it is. And I was an advocate of it, so I'm not going to complain about it. But there's a reality that you get a little fatigued, especially 2 of our guys that are playing a lot of minutes. But at the same time, that will not be a factor in Sunday's game, I promise you.
All right. Well, there for the taking, Tom. There's no question about it. 4:30 is the tip on Sunday at the beautiful Breslin Center. Our coverage getting underway at 3:30. As always, hey guys, Coach, all the best.
You're not going to believe it. I don't know what it's like down there. There's not a cloud in the sky. The sun came up. So we get to work today. That's a privilege. And don't worry about us. We'll be fine. Thanks, guys.
Sun
Thanks,
will
Coach.
always come up the next day. You're absolutely right, Coach. Thank you much. The sun will come up tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar. And it will. We've got it. 3:30 broadcast time, 4:30 tip-off this Sunday as Michigan and Michigan State go at it again. It is 8:44. Thank you, Mr. Courtney.
All right, Dub. Have a great weekend.
You too.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
Dell's semi-annual sale for business has arrived. Enjoy specials on Dell docks, monitors, and servers, plus up to 45% off the latest Dell business computers powered by Intel Core processors. So call 877-ASK-DELL to speak with the Dell Technologies advisor. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Just ahead of our conversation with Ron Stallworth, Senior Manager, State and Local Government Relations for the new Stellantis, as we've been featuring Stellantis all this Friday morning on the Paul W. Smith Road Show on WJR. Let's check our taking care of business, WJR traffic and weather first, and Dana Clark.
696 westbound at 11 Mile, a wreck there still blocking that right lane. Slow ride 75 northbound between 8 Mile down to 696 southbound, tapping the brakes along 75 as well between 12 and 11 Mile. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Primetime Testing Laboratory. Interior trim, load floors, instrument panels, visor, steering wheel, seating if it's in the car. Primetime Test It. They are the automotive industry's most accurate result reporting and guaranteed on-time delivery. For your next automotive project, get a free quote at primetimetestinglab.com. That's primetimetestinglab.com.
Good looking morning, but a Friday morning that's a little bit on the colder side. A few clouds and sunshine today, high up to 44 with a northwest wind 15 to 25 miles an hour. Tonight clear 22, teens out in the suburbs. Tomorrow sunshine, low 40s. Sunday sunshine with highs in the low 40s. From a Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stage on News Talk 760 WJR.
Add a little excitement to your sports watching experience by betting on all the action on FanDuel. There's a reason why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook and my only sportsbook. Their app is simple to use. Types like same gay parlay, exclusive always on promotions such as enhanced odds boosts on the biggest events to let you get more action out of every game day. And if you win, they even get you your winnings. Keeps cutting out. Your first bet, risk-free up to $1,000. Just place a bet.
I'm hearing that too, Deb.
Okay, so it's not just my...
Hello, good morning, Ron. Are you hearing us cutting out a little bit?
I'm hearing it cut out, indeed, the commercial.
Only one word. That's so they know I sent you. FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code Paul W.
21 and older and present in Michigan. First online real money wager only. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problems? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. Aria is proud to support WJR's Road Show with Paul W. Smith every Friday this month. Hear all about the future of mobility and the great new vehicles you'll be seeing on the road today, tomorrow, and into the future. Aria builds quiet, comfortable, durable into your vehicle. Every year, Axalta releases a new mobility color. And here to announce the 2021 Global Automotive Color of the Year is Axalta's Global Color Manager, Nancy Lockhart.
Axalta's 2021 Color of the Year is Electrolyte, a refreshing green-yellow hue with bold contemporary elements that bring style and functionality to life. The color is soothing and calm with an opaque simplicity, yet exciting and fresh with its vibrancy.
Visit Axalta.com/color for more information. Axalta Coating Systems, inventors of your favorite color.
Whether it's 15 terrifying miles to the first date or 92 miles to meeting your furry best friend and naming him Max. Whether it's 300 eager backseat miles to funnel cakes and Ferris wheels or just heading to work. Marathon has the fuel to keep your engine running at peak performance because you never know where life is going to take you. For quality fuel through every mile, fill up at Marathon.
Welcome back to the WJR Road Show with Paul W. Smith. Today featuring Stellantis. This stop on the Road Show is presented by Axalta, Aurea, Bridgestone, Continental Structural Plastics, and Lear. Once again, Paul W. Smith.
How great to close out the last year, 2020, for Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, posting a $29 million profit net. profit, which is always a good thing, obviously. Wasn't as much as the year before, but the year was horrible, 2020. 2021 is tough as well so far. But the good news is for the workers of former FCA and Stellantis now here in America is those workers are going to get a larger profit sharing check thanks to an improved formula that their UAW worked out. The profit sharing check's looking at in the $8,000 average range, which is certainly good news. And more good news coming to us with Ron Stallworth, Senior Manager, State and Local Government Relations for Stellantis. Congratulations on the finish of last year and for the great beginning of this year with all of the new product you've got coming out. Ron, there's a lot of good stuff going on. Good morning.
Good morning, Paul. How are you? Indeed, excellent. We're very excited at the company. Very excited. And we can't wait to get going and keep things moving in a positive direction.
Well, I'm glad you're very excited with the company. I have to tell you, we're very excited for the city because you're going to be investing even more in Detroit and creating lots of new jobs in Detroit.
It's the biggest thing we have going. All of our team members and every part of the company is focused on our development on the east side of Detroit, which is a $2.5 billion investment. And our Jefferson North Assembly Plant and most featured, most prominently, the Mack Assembly Plant. We are hiring and made a commitment to hire 3,850 people at Mack and another 1,100 people at JNAP. So it's the most exciting thing that we have going. We partner with the city of Detroit, its workforce agency, the Detroit at Work, to prioritize Detroiters in our hiring process. Paul, I can't tell you how exciting it is to walk into the new plant and you look over and you see a bunch of Detroiters. I mean, it is exciting. The plant is buzzing, and it's a fulfillment of an obligation that we all had and the commitment, and it's just exciting to see.
Well, it's the commitment. It's the commitment you've had of putting Detroiters first in the hiring process in that partnership with the DESC. That is obviously working.
It's working very well. And again, you know, it started off with our community benefits process and folks letting us know what they wanted. And we were on the same page. And so when you walk into that plant, I see the same people that attended the community meetings from the community working in the plant, Detroiters. And so it was very important to Detroiters that they have the opportunity to work in that plant prior to anybody else. And we shared that commitment. And now, again, when you look around that plant, you see a bunch of Detroiters. Plants are not like they used to be. You walk in now, it's a vibrant environment. And I can't wait to get people inside the plant so they can just see just how wonderful a place it is, frankly, as compared to the old notions of what an automotive plant, used to be.
Well, I'll tell you, Stellantis is riding the wave, just now receiving the figures, just now coming in. Hiring picked up in February with the U.S. economy adding 379,000 jobs as states have lifted the restrictions finally and stepped up the vaccination efforts. This is adding a strong 379,000 jobs in a very hopeful sign of the economy. So as I say, you're leading the way and riding the wave at Stellantis, Ron.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Paul. And it's funny because, our commitment to the city doesn't just stop at the hiring. I think it's probably the most important part of what we're doing, but we're also doing a number of community programs. We're focused on youth development, particularly at Southeastern High School. Southeastern High School is a stone's throw away from the plant. And so what we decided to do there was to install an automotive manufacturing academy. And so now enrollment has picked up at the high school because of that academy. And we have, for instance, we have our employees, our executives, come in and do presentations to the students each week about careers in manufacturing, careers in automotive. And so we hope that students at that school will be able to not just work at Stellantis, but there are many careers in automotive that they may be attracted to. And we're exposing them to those opportunities through our advanced manufacturing program at Southeastern High School. Very excited about that.
Ron Stallworth, Senior Manager, State and Local Government Relations, the newest automotive company in our world, Stellantis. and a whole big footprint right here in Detroit with that support we just talked about, the community support, education, youth development programs. There's the housing revitalization and the neighborhood development programs as well.
No, I appreciate you mentioning that, because you're right. We've invested almost $2 million into a housing grant program, housing repair grant program. So these are not loans, and they're also self-directed by the homeowner. So the homeowner can choose to do whatever they want. They're $15,000 a piece in that area with that grant. In addition, we're doing a number of beautification projects. Paul, you drive past there now, and our objective is to beautify the plant, frankly, and make it more friendly through the installation of trees. Trees are very important in terms of aesthetics, cleaning the air. In fact, we even have studies that show that they raise property values. So we'll be planting 1,100 trees on the east side to restore the tree canopy, and also to sort of provide a buffer between the plant and the community. It's fantastic.
Before I let you go, again, just wrap up a little bit the status. I know you talked about it, but the status of that new Detroit Assembly Complex, the MAC plant.
Sure. We'll be having an announcement soon of when Job 1 or the grand opening will take place. But what's exciting is that we have new products coming out of there. Of course, we have the Jeep Cherokee and the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Our 2-row will be introduced first, the 3-row later on this fall. And, I've seen the product. I cannot wait for the rest of the world to see the product. It's very exciting. But we'll have an announcement on the grand opening real soon.
All right. We'll look forward to that. Have a great weekend. Keep up the good work. And thanks for being with us, Ron.
Paul, you do the same. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Ron Stallworth. He's Senior Manager, State and Local Government Relations for Stellantis. That's going to do it for the Paul W. Smith Road Show on WJR. Thanks to Axalta, Aurea, Bridgestone, Continental Structural Plastics, and, of course, Lear Corporation for sponsoring the WJR Road Show. And we thank our team, Sean and Curtis. Courtney helped out again today, as he always does, but Sean and Curtis, thank you much. If you could play my theme right here, that would be great, Danielle Mason. We thank Ann Thomas, our executive producer, Danielle Mason in for Ryan, Marie Osborne, Dana Clark, my Kim Smith, pressing all the right buttons on me. And of course, you, our beloved family of listeners, we so appreciate you. Thank you for the Next Show and for great programming all weekend long here on the Great Voice of the Great Lakes, News Talk 760 WJR. Have a great weekend. Take care of each other. Be careful. And good Lord willing, I'll be with you Monday morning from 5:30 till 9. Go on out, make it a great one. Stay safe. Regards, Paul W. Smith.